Welcome back, fight fans, to another episode of the Fight Plan Podcast, where I just keep pinching myself of who I get to interview. Like Cody Bass, you kidding me? A guy fought 3 times. That there's just so many similarities between me and him. It's kind of strange. Doing the research for this one, it's getting me more and more excited. And if this conversation is anything like the battles we had on the ice, both in fights and just shift to shift, it's going to be incredible. This guy has had an incredible career. What he's doing now is super interesting as well. Who knows where this takes us? So excited about it, people. Let's go. Namaste, fellow waves. In the ocean of loving consciousness, namaste, and welcome back. As I said in the cold open, what a guy that we get to interview. Cody freaking Bass, an absolute legend, a guy who has so much respect. That's what all these guys have, is so much respect, because we do this role. We did this role. The hardest in pro sports. And let me tell you, the murderer's row that this guy went through, coming in at 210 a year, dropping down a little bit in weight. I mean, he's fighting the biggest names out there. Recklich. He even got Bufflin. I mean, PC Labrie, Brett Gallant multiple times. Like, it just goes on forever and ever. And I feel like he's going to get more into it. We've had different guests go through different things. I think he's going to get into it. He seems like a guy who is very a student of the fight game. Different guys are into it more or less, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun in this one. And I want to know more about his life as a scout, winning a Stanley Cup as a professional scout. He's won a Calder Cup. See if we get into that. Just a warrior of almost 1,000 PIMs in the AHL, 75 games in the NHL, 475 in the minors, but he would have had so many more games. We're talking over 1,000 easy, well over 1,000 easy pro games had he not been hurt so many times. So very interesting career, a guy that left everything out on the ice. And I'm just so interested to see what his perspective was on the journey. We all have our own unique slice of it. Let's see what Cody Bass's is, okay? So get the wrists taped up, the Vaseline on. Ready to go, people. Let's step into the ring with Cody freaking Bass. Whoa. Fight fans, slow down. Slow down. I know you're excited for the interview, and I'm so excited for you to hear it. However, I am also very, very excited to talk about my book, my memoir, that me and my co-author Dana have been absolutely pouring our heart and souls into for so long now. We got a date. I've been bouncing around all over the place with it, but June 29th, my favorite hockey number, right before Canada Day, before July 4th. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, fellow waves. It's going to be a wild summer. Cody motherfucking Bass. What is going on, brother?
What's up, big guy? How you doing?
Namaste, man. Thank you so much for joining me. This is such a pleasure. It's such a treat. 2 Owen Sound guys. One born here, one lives here now, getting together to talk about their careers in hockey. This is beautiful.
There's not too many guys that actually moved to Owen Sound. Usually we're all moving out. So rare occasion, but thank you for having me, man. This is great to see you.
Hey, you went south. You went away from Snow and Sound. So yeah. How many people are going this way? I totally get what you mean, brother. And when I ran into your dad at the Y, I was like, oh yeah, Basser, that's going to be a perfect guy to have on the podcast.
Oh man. Every time someone calls me and or reaches out, be like, hey, I ran into your dad the other day. And I'm like, oh gosh, all right. How did it go? But yeah, no, man, it's good to see you. Glad you're doing well. You look great. So thank you for having me, man. Let's rock this.
Let's do it. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Same to you. But dude, I think there's no other place to start it. But I mean, I'm coming in as a rookie pro, playing for Iowa. I'm hearing about the rivalries with Milwaukee, with Rockford. I go into Rockford the first time, and I'm looking at the roster, and I'm just like, are you kidding? I'm just looking at PC Labrie. I'm looking at Schnell. Like, Liambus was there the next year. You're there. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, and I'm like, okay, gonna get my feet wet here. But I think there was just a goal. The siren's going. And I line up against you, the right winger. I switch off and I go left wing because I want to line up against you. And then we just stand there. We say we're going. It's just a quick, yep, we're going. and we back off and just stand there and take forever to drop the puck. But I acted so tough before this fight. I had my hands down. I was acting all ready to go, thinking, okay, I'm gonna get my feet wet here. And dude, you started off early and hot on me. So that wasn't a good awakening for me for pro hockey.
Well, you know what's so funny is that team that I was on at Rockford, man, like we were legit. Like
Oh,
we had a good American League hockey team. We had a bit of everything. So it was kind of fun that year because we were going into games and like if Schneller was in the lineup too, and you had me, Schnell, PC, we're like, okay, well, you know, Curtis, here you go, man. Take your pick, like and it was so funny because usually most people would come after me. Like PC was tough. Like Labs was a tough French guy. Schneller was tough and he had long arms and a good reach. Like, and he's been chucking for a while. So it was good, man. I didn't know anything about you when you came in. It's hard as as years go on. You have rookies and first year guys come in, but you don't know much. That year was a tough year, man. I mean, I had 17 that year, which I had a crazy ass part of my language, but crazy asshole coach that just he loved it. And you know how it is, man. You're surviving. You're on 1 year contracts every year, and you do what you're told, and that's it. So
oh,
I came in. I just tried to get chucking, man. I tried to get inside. Try to. I'm not a reach guy. I have T-Rex arms, so I try to do what I can against guys like you. Um, and
100%.
thank God I have to fight you years later because you learned how to use that whole switch and knock guys' hands off quite a bit, and it worked well for you. So I didn't have to deal with that. Yeah.
He knows people. He knows the guy who fought
Yeah.
153 times. Like there's not too many guys that fought more than me, but I kind of came up when the fight rules started to get put in, so it kind of capped me. But 153 tilts, and you're speaking about the guys you're playing with. You fought both of those animals already. Now
Yeah.
you're playing with them, and like you said, you're playing for that coach who I wanted to fight more than anybody on that team. Everybody hated that guy.
Oh yeah, he was. I don't want to name names, but
I know
yeah,
we don't have to, but man,
I wasn't. I was really good with my coaches over the career, and he's one guy that I just fucking disliked. Man, he was not a good coach, and struggled as a person in a locker room too, which was tough. But anyways, side note.
yes, no, but I feel you because I
Yeah.
literally would go by your bench and he'd be eyeing at me, and I'd be
Mhm.
like he was wanting to come on the ice and fight me, and I'm like, man, like you're a coach, like you're out of the game, like you can't be doing that. I almost went on the bench one time.
He would chirp players and he'd be like, I got somebody for you. And he'd be like, I got more horses than you do. And yelling at the other coach. And me and PC would be like, dude, shut the
Oh,
fuck up. Like, it's not you. You know what I mean? Like, and then yeah, he cost me like 5 grand one time because, Mike Liambus, the train he was, ran over one of our guys and fucking grabbed me by the back of the jersey and pushed me over. So 6 man on the ice in Milwaukee. And I'm like, I stopped, I looked back, and he's like, go, go. So
gosh.
went after Lambo. And next thing you know, it's on camera and it cost me 5K in a suspension. Fuck yeah, dude. Oh yeah. Good times.
And with all his horses, he's not ponying up that cash.
No, he didn't care. Actually, what's so funny is the team, the boys, like, because we had Peter Regan, Michael Layton, goalie, played a long time. We had a bunch of guys go in there into his room, being like, "Hey, is the team gonna cover this for Cody? Because like, this wasn't him. This was you." And Teddy was like, "No, I got fined too. We're all gonna have to eat." And Teddy was like, "I think the team fund, our fund should have to cover both fines." And I'm sitting there be like, not a fucking chance.
To
Like,
the boys.
dude, yeah. I could go on about that year
Oh,
and to the point he didn't even have end of the year meetings. He didn't say goodbye to anybody, nothing, dude. Like nothing.
oh, dude, this is like the terrible hockey dad living through his son. You got the coach version of that.
Oh, and we had this. I won a Mem Cup in bingo my third year or fourth year. I've been on some good teams. This dude, our team was fucking lights out. Like we had a very, very good American League team that year. And Chicago had their paws in it because they wanted Teravainen and Philly Deneau and Patrick McNeil. They wanted ice time out of these guys. And You know what it is? Usually when you hit playoffs, it's kind of like that goes to the side, and now it's about winning and not developing. And it just and mixing the Teddy shit, it ruined us, man. It ruined us. So
The grind of the jungle, man. It's absolutely wild. It's a wild place, and that's what we're here to talk about, man. But that first one, so I saw you tied me up really good. Like you said,
mhm, mhm.
I hadn't felt into that arm move and stuff yet.
Yeah.
You were this savvy veteran. So then the second one, I'm like, okay, like I felt a little more like I'm not gonna stand there and act so tough this time. I'm going in. I'm not letting you grab onto that hand. And I tried to use my reach, but you were a guy that always fought up, so it wasn't nothing new to you.
Yeah, it was tough. Like I never turned down a fight. I was never
Never.
real tough, but I never turned down fights, man. I was
Oh,
always a gamer. It wasn't embedded in me. I had to learn to do it. But a guy like you, and I had shit balance. It doesn't matter how much. I don't know if I was top heavy, but my feet were light. But I would always grab guys' elbows because of my short reach. So I could never horse collar you. I could never hold you out. I had to be in tight. And so I always grabbed arms and elbow, and that always affected me. But it helped me by staying on my feet because I was inside on you all the time, and I
yep.
controlled your right. And then I love fighting lefties. So if you want to switch to left, I'll match my right against your left. I did that with tried it with Gallant a couple times, Brett Gallant, which fuck. Uh,
Savvy, savvy.
and here I gotta look up my fights, but I fought another Dan Maggio, Maggi,
Mhm.
Sabrin.
Savvy.
I actually liked fighting lefties. And the
Wow.
only reason why I liked it was because I was in tight. I knew I can throw. If I got foul or you knocked me out or I knocked you out, whatever the case may be, but at least I got some punches in. So
Dude, and it makes sense because you're always grabbing elbows, and that kept your hands free to
yeah.
always be switching to the lefts and rights. And as fight fans know, not a lot of people like fighting righty or lefties. I had a tough time with it because I wasn't a power guy. I was a longevity, stamina. I want to just ride you out where you were coming in with those T-Rex arms just giving
Yeah,
her,
oh
right?
yeah, man. Yeah, you were so technical, and it was fun to watch you as your career went on. And fighting's an art. We all know that it's not easy. Fans may think it's easy. It's a bar. It's not a bar fight. There's a lot of technicality that goes into it because when you got to do it 10, 12, 15 times a year, you got to protect yourself. Number one rule is protect yourself. And so watching you and advance and you learn this movement because it was kind of like you were one of the first guys to really start doing that. I forget which fight you did it on, your first one. I forget who you were fighting, but I saw you do it. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And then, but I'm like, there's no way my grip's stronger than that. I never had to face you to do it for you to do it, but it kept working for you. So, I remember looking at that and going into fights thinking if this ever happens, but at the same time, the way I would fight, I was always like, let me get inside. Let me get in. Let me use my strength. Let me try to keep you inside, control your arms. And whether I got a couple in or not, but I was defending myself.
You, brother, you got one in because the second one we fight at Center Ice in Milwaukee.
Mhm,
You're on new now,
mhm.
and you crack me with one. I do the arm move once and it works, and then I try it again and it gets stalled because you stiffened up and you saw it
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
You crack me with a right, and then we're going to the box, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking feeling all good, my head's spinning, but you look at your hand and you're like, shit.
Oh,
You
yeah, I
go like,
remember that one.
you go,
Yeah.
ow, right, and then we play like a week later. It back in Iowa. We're up early in the game. I go run somebody, and you literally turn around. You're going to the bench. You turn around. You're like, "Fuck me,
I remember
Gibbs."
that now. You're bringing up I gotta look at these fights. I should have I really am not gonna lie. I didn't look at this stuff coming in the call, but it's bringing back memories now. I love it. I love it. I remember that too. I remember the one we did in Rockford. Rockford was the first one. Um, oh, dude, what a grind, man. What a grind it was. Like tough living, but fun.
Tough living, tough living. You're looking at me like it's probably. I think it was like a Sunday game. Your hand's hurting. We just fought. You was the last time you hurt your
Yeah.
hand was on my fucking head. Now
Yeah.
we're fighting again, and then
Yeah.
I'm trying at home, and I felt bad. I broke all our fights down on my social media. The last one, you kind of go to your knees, and I throw a right at the
That's
last
right.
second. I'm like, fuck's sakes,
No, it's
why did
all
I
good.
do it? It's one of those things, right? That you just get caught up in that. And you're like, fuck.
You know what? It's so funny because like the only time I think guys that would piss me off is if you're on the ice or I'm actually laying on the ice down defensive ref on me on you.
Right.
But dude,
Right.
we're fighting, man. Hey,
Yeah.
It's survival of the fittest, and then we respect each other after that. There's always the one or two guys every year that you don't have respect for, but it was
Yep.
like those are the guys you want to hurt. Like
Yeah.
fighting you mentalities. Yeah, I want to beat you up. I want to hurt you, but like no. Afterwards,
Yeah.
we're cool. And then there's
Yeah.
there's always the odd guy where you're like, I want to fucking kill this guy. I hope this guy gets
Oh yeah, we're gonna
yeah.
get into that. We're gonna get into that. But now,
Yeah.
so now the way you mentioned it, let's go back now to born in Owen Sound, but raised in Guelph. And you said you had to grow into this, and I could tell by the arc of your fighters in the
Mhm.
OHL who you fought and stuff. So let's go back even further though. Take me being born in Owen Sound down to Guelph. What was that transition like, and what was hockey like growing up?
Yeah, good question, and thanks for bringing it up. Got drafted, Owen Sound. We moved away when I was a young kid. My family, low income home, and we bounced around chasing work. But basically, spent majority of childhood minor hockey, couple years in Guelph. Played junior B as an underager, my draft year of the O,
Yeah.
and I could always skate and score. Like, dude, this wasn't who I was growing up, and we can all say that we all have that story. But I got drafted first round of the O as kind of a shutdown power forward, but I never fought once in junior B. First year of junior, didn't I don't think I fought. And then second year I fought like 3 or 5 times, got drafted. And that's when I got to go to Binghamton at the end of the year, right? Remember how we got to do that in junior? You get drafted, you go play a couple games when your junior year ends.
Yep.
And I had Dave Cameron as a coach, who I don't know if you ever met Dave Cameron, great PEI guy. And I fought Tim Comboy twice. I stuck up for Danny Bois, who was nails, and Tim Comboy was pretty tough back then. And I think you may know his brother Andrew. I think you guys would have been somewhat same age. And
Hmm.
I did well, did really well. Split Timmy open, fought him twice in one game. And Dave Cameron came up to me afterwards. He's like, "That's going to be your role." And I was like, "What the fuck? Like, I don't want that. I don't want this fucking role, you know." And then went back to junior. I had to fight. I think I fought 10 times that year. Long story short,
You probably Quaid the next year.
well, that's the thing. They actually signed me. Ottawa signed me after that. So I signed and went back to junior for a year. And I thought I was king shit. Had a little bit of money in my bank account. And I turned pro, healthy scratch the first 7 games in the A. We had a veteran lineup, but we had like Jeremy Yablonsky. We had Danny Blois.
Oh,
Maybe I got to think if Matt Karkner was there. Uh,
jeez.
but we had, I was like, how the fuck do I get into a lineup? Like, what do I got to do? Got in, fought, played again, scored, got in again, assist, got in again, fight again. Next thing you know, I'm called up after like 15 games, called up to Ottawa, 17
Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
And John Paddock and Brian Murray and everyone's like, this is what we want you to do. And then John Paddock sends me out my second game to go fight Jim Slater in Atlanta, beat up Jim Slater. And I was like, all right. Literally,
Dude.
the whole thing of like, you may think you're somebody, but if you want to make it, you got to become what they want you to become. If,
Oh
if,
yeah.
if you can't adapt to that, you're fucked, you know?
Dude.
So,
What an
I,
interesting come up, dude. This is like every guy we've had on is a different story of how they get into it. Yours is like I never would have expected. Like, but you were just did you train fighting at all? Or you just fought and were good at it.
I know it's kind of like, like everything, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get. Fighting, as you know, is truly that situation. And throughout the junior career, I want to say I only had 12, maybe 15 throughout my whole
Yeah.
4 years of junior.
Yeah.
And then turned pro. And first year pro just was kind of like survival mode, learning a bit and just getting over the fear of it. And then having a line mate like Jeremy Yablonsky and Danny Bois down in the minors to really grow you in and like almost pull you into the fight because they're always stirring up shit, right? And
Right.
they're killers. And just trying to fit in with the boys and do what I can. And then after that, I went home that summer, trained with a guy named Jeff Joslin. He's an old UFC guy. His nickname was the Inferno. Trained with him
Huh.
kind of out of the Hamilton area and just did some boxing. And then every year after that was a little bit of hand movement, some boxing, and try to work on confidence, man. That's it.
Yeah, dude, that's wild. Like just 12 fights before that, not even a fight in the GOJHL or Junior B, and then you just fight this combo guy and split him open first one. Like that's like you talked about the low income family getting raised. Were you a gritty family that way? Were you getting in fights at school, sticking up for
No,
yourself?
no, man. I was a little pansy. I was a scrawny kid. I could skate and I could score. Like I was a good dude. Games, I was a good fucking minor league, like
Fourth
minor
overall
hockey.
pick, Neil. Fourth
Yeah,
overall.
I was good, man. And I had older sisters that would protect me. My sisters were fucking loopy. And I was kind of like the young, mama's boy, good at hockey. And that's it, man. Like I never really got into it until I basically they trained me, I became what they wanted me to become. And I either had
Yeah.
to hit a point early on my first year pro where I had to adapt and accept it. Either I had to accept the role and I could go on and make a decent living, or reject it and grind it out in the American League, and that's it. So I remember Chris Neal my first year up top, trying to in and out of the lineup. I'd McGrath and me, Nealer, and Chris Neal being a Grey County kid, like Flesherton,
Yeah.
Grey
Yeah.
Bruce. Nealer was always good to me. And I remember I said to him one day, I'm like, hey, what do I need to do, man? What do I need to be consistently in this lineup? And he's like, you do whatever the fuck you have to do. And he meant it. He's like, someone wants to take your job, you make sure they know they're not going to take your job. Someone wants to outwork you, you fucking outwork them. Someone wants to fight you, you don't turn it down. Get on the game sheet. And I was like,
Oh.
let's go. Like, I'm in. Ride or die. Let's go.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, the
Yeah.
parallels here. Parallels are so interesting. I was a mama's boy, but I wasn't good at hockey. So I got told at 17. I got told
Dude.
at 17 at major midget, like, kid, I know you're trying out for junior A, but you ain't make it scoring goals or skating circles around people. You're going to have to hit people hard. And that means you're going to find fights. And I said, where do I sign up?
Yeah,
Like
dude.
it was, I'm already going. I'm already
You're going,
making it there.
man.
Yeah.
Well, that's the beauty though. Like you kind of accepted that at a younger age, and you had the confidence when you turned pro, and you're a big guy and long arm. Like you had a lot of the tools. Like you were ready for it, man. That's why you're able to come in a pro career, and look at the career you had, dude. Like hats off, man. Like survival. I
Yeah.
love guys like this. Mike Leandis grinding, gets games up top. Like I fucking love seeing that stuff, man. Brett Gallant
Mm.
gets his chance. Like there's nothing better, because I think people overlook how hard it is mentally and physically to do that job. Doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter if you're in the American League, East Coast, the NHL, dude. It's you accept it, you embrace it. Like today, who I am today, and from what I'm seeing with you, who you are, we're completely different people. Com- Completely different people.
I'm saying namaste on the
Yeah,
start.
yeah. Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. But it's like I still have a switch, I could come out here and there, but it's like just different, man. It's no regrets though, dude. I loved every second of it. I loved every battle I had. Uh I loved it, man. When I was on my run when I was playing in Nashville. So the Chicago, so the Rockford year fighting you was my big year on that side of And I
Yeah.
went in, I signed with Chicago because they sold me that they sold me on a bill of goods that summer.
Mm.
I had LA wanting to sign me, and they were like, you and Andy Andreoff can come in and compete for that spot. And Andy
Mm.
was a good little player, but I thought I was tougher, and so kind of give LA. So and then Chicago came in and was like offering me good American League money. And like, no, Bull League's gone. Come in, we're bringing you and PC in. And but they were like, we see PC more Rockford. We'd like to give you a chance up top.
Mm.
And I tried. I went in and fought Tarnaski, which did not do well for me in fucking training camp. That was dumb. They made that whole fucking stupid GIF video or whatever. Remember him in the golf course?
Oh yeah, just
This
bang,
pow pow.
bang,
Well,
bang.
there somebody created the video of them beat him beating me up and going
Oh
bang bang.
no.
Oh yeah. So I had a million people send that to me, and I was dying laughing. I'm like, yeah, I fucking fought a big boy. Like it is what it is. But um, all good stuff, dude. All good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, for everybody who doesn't know, that was Nick Tarnatsky, who on a golf course, he asked the group ahead of
Yeah.
him to play a little faster, and the guy was drunk and got tough and tried to fight him, and he ended up getting banged in the head about 20 times, which was unbelievable. And it's funny, like we all have our different stories of different guys. You fought him and had that experience. I fought him in the minors, and it was his last pro fight, I think, and he didn't want to fight anymore, and he just took my legs out, like slew-footed me, kind of thing. Well, it's like guys are going through different things. Like even back to your coach, maybe Tarnasky's like, fuck this, I'm done with this shit. You know, guys are going through different things, and I think that's what has them act out like I did, getting in it with Vince Dunn in the hallway, or doing stupid shit in different fights I did. Guy, you don't know what guys are going through with this role, right?
You don't. And oh fucking I forgot about the Vince Dunn thing too, man.
Yeah.
Wild. What a shit rank though, or what an interesting rank, right?
It had to happen there, right?
Yeah. Which is awesome. But you nailed it, man. Like the mental battles of the NHL is one thing. You know, you're making good money. There's some class. There's class to it. There's respect. It's like things are tamed. The jungle, dude, the jungle is wild. Like the American League is like you're trying to get to that class. You're trying to go through the shit, the trenches to get to that point of class, and it's anything goes, man. I got a story too. I got plenty of stories.
Oh yeah, you
Uh,
do.
who's the big meathead? What's his Edmonton Oilers back in the day? Search the last name. Sir.
McIntyre.
McIntyre. So big Mac was down the minors, Pittsburgh, Wilkes-Barre. I was in Springfield, and we were dummy. We're beating Wilkes by like 6 or 7 goals.
Uh-oh.
He plays in there, and Mac is down chirping our goalie as the play. So then he suckers our goalie. So everyone rushes down the ice, and everyone's jumping. So I jump on his back. No word of a lie, dude. Jump on his back, pull him down by the neck, and I have him on the ground, and he starts like eye gouging me. Dude, fingers in my eye, fingers in my mouth. So I started chewing on his fingers, like chomping down, dude. And all of a sudden we get up, and I get up, my face is leaking here. He pulled so hard I had to get stitches all of my gums, like in my mouth and up top. And I skate over the ref, and I spit out like a chunk of skin off his top of his knuckle, just from chewing on his fingers. And there's Max still in a brawl fighting like our whole team. It was wild. And I'm like, gosh, this guy's an animal, man.
Like Harry
wild.
Potter, there's a troll in the fucking dungeon. Like it's troll's loose, man.
Troll, it's just like you think about it, like I reminisce on this stuff once in a while. I've kind of passed it, but like thinking about the days, like, dude, if you would have been my age and coming into the jungle with your size too, don't forget Joel. Like I fought Joel Reklich.
Brother,
like,
I have the list here. I have the list in front of me. I was gonna wait for it, but we can get in, dude.
Did you play with Wrecker that year in Iowa too?
I fucking did.
What a psychopath. What a beauty of a human being.
Beauty psychopath.
Like, but pure animal, dude. Like, and I got stories with him too. Like, I remember Jeremy Yablonsky and him fought in bingo. Yabo got him pretty good. And, Wrecker was like, they're in it. And there's blood on our glass for like a week. Like, they didn't want to clean the glass. Like, we practiced all week with like Wrecker's blood on the glass from Yabo. So he missed like 2 months. First game back, Hershey on a Sunday at 2:00, as Hershey always gets their Sunday home games. Tim Spencer, me, Yabo in the lineup, Wrecker's back. First game, right? Everyone's there to watch. So we go out, and what does Wrecker do? Chases me down first shift because I started. So I fight Wrecker. And then Yabo fights Wrecker. And then Tim Spencer fights Wrecker. And he dummied all of us. All of us. Even Yabo. Like, he got the better of Yabo that fight.
People, dude, this guy. this guy, Joel fucking Recklich. He's like, I try to paint the picture for people. Like, picture a Wisconsin surfer dude. It doesn't make any sense, but that's how he spoke. Like, I
Yeah.
first met him, like, Gaber, what's up, brother?
Oh,
Gaber, like a roided up, jacked up surfer dude. That was his personality.
yeah. Shredded like a statue.
Just
Shredded.
like shaved the hair off too,
Yeah.
like fucking
Yeah. No
mountain
hair.
biking. His arms were this big.
Specimen of a human, shredded and embraced. He embraced the fighting, the culture, and the team, I think, more than anybody I've ever. And I never got to play with Wrecker, but I met him a bunch of times over the years. And we went to a camp in Wisconsin, a summer camp, just pros getting together. And he was there, and I'm like, this man could be one of the greatest teammates anybody's ever had. And dude, yeah, I remember that now too. I used to
I
trick him
don't
all
think
the
he ever
time.
had a bad day. I don't think he ever had a bad day.
No,
Like
dude.
he fucking loved it. He thought he was in he thought he was in heaven of hockey doing that role, man.
Yeah.
Our team parties, he's the loudest guy, he's the drunkest guy, he's running around picking everybody up. But then he also does like real estate and flips houses, and he gets all
Yeah.
serious and talks
Yeah.
about it. And it's like, wait, what? Who are you? And then he flips it back all good. Hey, brother. Like it was such an experience. And I remember I felt bad because John Torchetti was our coach, and he was kind of brought in to kind of be like my big brother a bit as I became
Yeah.
like the head
Yeah.
kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I remember him one time, you just don't talk back to a Boston coach. You just don't do it.
No,
And he just
no.
looked up and he said something to Torch, and he just said, Torch, like, get off the bench. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm the heavy now. So it
Yeah.
was wild times, man.
What a complete different personality. You being calm and collect, and you played that way too. Like you were always very calm, like squaring off, lining up with you. You never really. I think the only time I actually saw a video was that Vince Dunn thing where true switch went off. You were like, oh, I'm fuck it, taking it to another level. But
Yep.
you were always watching your fights, preparing to play you. You were calm in everything you did. Where Wrecker was on the extreme side,
I mean, you had to be a lefty fighting Gallant, Yablonsky, like just drooling to fight these guys. And like, oh God, he beat up all three of you guys in a game back like that. That's so
dude,
fucking...
we would play Syracuse my first couple years. Syracuse would have John Morasti, Mike Scroy, Tom Sestito was up and down. Kevin Harvey was there early. Our first period would take an hour.
It's crazy.
It would take an hour. Our first period would take an hour because we had the 6 fights to get through. And then after the game, because Yabo and Morassi were cousins, we go to Sunday. We'd be drinking on a Sunday or whatever, watching football. And Morassi would drive down from Syracuse and hang out with us. I'm like, this is fucking wild. I just watched you and your cousin punch each other in the head 55 times each. But whatever, dude.
While smiling and talking about the game that you're betting on football the next day while you're fighting, fucking psychopath. But like
talking during the fight games, like, hey, switch. Like they would fucking full on talk, like, no, we're done. Keep going. And then they would be like, switch. And they would switch to self-pause. And I'm just like,
dude, and we're out here trying to like play a little bit, and these guys are just
yeah.
Well, what was the heaviest you played at? You're 6 foot. What was the heaviest you played at? 215?
No. 210 was the heaviest. I think, yeah, 210 was the heaviest. I always, for some reason, when I played, my body broke down to around 200, 195 to 200, kind of mid-season all the time. Come into camp, I'd try to come in still being able to skate and speed. So I think the most I came in at was around 210.
Hit the number on the stat sheet. 210. Basser
Yeah,
checked in. He's like a light heavy, not a middle. But dude, the guys you fought, like both Gallants. Okay, in my opinion, Brett Gallant's the toughest. I would pick him over anybody. He's the scariest person to me. That's my bias. He's the toughest, best hockey fighter to me ever. You fight him twice. Great tilt. Some of your best ones.
Yep.
You fight Alex as well, but you're talking...
Alex wasn't much of a fight. I fell early, but yeah, keep going.
But still, you're still lining up against these guys. Then Recklich, dude, Justin Johnson, Diaby's a huge guy. Yavenko, we both fought him. He's enormous. Yep. Doty, Neil, like all these, dude. Dustin Bufflin, what the fuck happened there? So I didn't get to get that big fish.
Oh, fuck. That's so funny. Left 4 years in Ottawa, Binghamton organization, right? It's young, dumb, horny, ready. Like, still thinking I could play in the NHL. Get a call from Columbus. C-Mac, Chris McFarland, who I still know very well, and I worked for Chris when I retired with the Avs. Um, Bring me into Columbus, and they had Dorsett and Bull, two amazing human beings, right? Tough guys, could play, good, like prototypical, like tough, and could play the game of hockey. Um, First exhibition game was in Winnipeg. Winnipeg's first game back, coming back
Wow.
into the league. So the
Wow.
building was wild. And I came in, Bufflin runs over Derek Brassard first shift of the game, blows him up. Scott O'Neill is losing on the bench. Me and Dane Byers were the only guys in the lineup. So I pop up, right? Watching Brass kind of get up, and I'm yelling, Byers is yelling, and then Arnie, we look back at Arnie, he's like, Sir Byers, you're going. So we jump, like change, jump. I go right for Bufflin. He stiff arms me. I drop to the ice because I'm like, I just ran into a fucking bull. Like, drop, get back up, and just jump and lunge at him. And literally, it's just like he had one arm and he was just like pulling me back. Guy was like 260 pounds and just ragdolled me. So I ended up fighting him, which wasn't much of a fight, but it counted. And then I fought two more guys. I was kicked out by the 10-minute period of the second 10-minute mark of the second period. I was kicked out.
Fucking amazing. All the eyes on Winnipeg, first game back,
Yeah.
Masters fight, and two other guys. That's
Troy
how,
Bone,
that's how
yeah.
all his fights go, though. That's how all his fights go. He doesn't want to fight, and you have to piss him off to get him mad to drop the gloves. I got that close because I played with him in summer hockey, and he was always joking with me, and we were buddies. But then I was like, Buff, you got to give me one. I said, kid, I'm not giving one, but you have to poke the bear. And I got him. But then the linesman got in between. I was like, and then he calmed down. The red went down. I went, fuck.
Yeah, it would have been cool to see that just with your reach. And he was just so strong, man. Like Buff to me was a guy kind of like Char. Like if he wanted to kill somebody, like they could. You know what I mean? Like they were that big, that heavy, that strong, and could move just as well as a guy weighing 200 pounds, 190, which was scary. So Buff was a guy, you nailed it, dude. You had to poke the bear. Like, and then I fought Patrice Cormier. I don't know if you know that name, and Troy Bodie.
Oh yeah, you fought Bodie a bunch of times in your career.
I fought Bodie a couple times. I think twice. Cormier, I fought once. Who else? A bunch of times. I have to go. I used to fight a guy from Hershey who's actually coaching one of the coaches, Patrick, one of the coaches for Washington right now, the Capitals.
Weller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fought Patty Weller a bunch of times.
Yeah, you did.
Dude, just fuck it, man. Just surviving.
It's just whatever you had to do. But let's talk about the guys that did get under your skin, because boy, do I have some of those. I don't know if you remember my personal one that I shared close to my videos with you. Were you on that Rockford team when PC scored off the fucking D-zone faceoff and then I had to square up with him after?
I think so, yeah, because there's only
we
1
all
year.
backed away. We were fighting, and then centerman
Yes.
won it, and it was just like, are you fucking kidding me? PC looks at me like, and then I have to go square up and fight him. That was such a fucking joke. I've always had my bee in my bonnet for him. I've tried to contact Stephen Fournier's his partner at a gym where they train Olivier and Deloria and all these guys out in Quebec. So I'm trying to get through to him to get him on the pod to tell him, you fucking French asshole. But dude, you all meant something like that, right? Like Kluner, that was kind of a guy for you, right?
Kluner was one for me, and I mean, Kluner was always a fucking character, but
oh god,
you know, he could say what he wants on that interview and everything. And you know what the fuck? I'll touch on this. I don't like talking about it because I mean, the fights, people can watch our fights. It's the one time he jumped me in Milwaukee. I was on a line change, and I'd say, no, I'm getting fucking punched in the head. And the other one we squared off with, and I feel I got the better of him for sure.
I just watched that one. I was like, he said that he got the better. You watch all the fights, I got the better of him. No, you didn't.
Fuck that. I punched you in the head fucking 19 times or something.
Yeah.
Like,
no.
So, you know what's so shitty about that? I mean, that's part of like the guys who are good with the voice and talking and the mic and all that thing. Clooney was so good with that. And Clooney was a tough kid. Like, Clooney was tough. But that game in Toronto when he was chirping me, I had no elbow pads on. I already got sent down. They sent me down that day, and Labby's like, go take warm up. You got to play in Milwaukee tomorrow. I went out to warm up, skates barely tied, no elbow pads on. And I'm just floating around because on the database, like I'm already in Milwaukee. And so I come in, he comes after me, and it's already been announced. It was announced on what's that ticker, whatever I can
Yeah.
show the up and down roster members,
Waivers. Yeah.
the
Waiver wire.
waivers. So it was already on the waiver wire at like 3 o'clock. He knew I wasn't fucking playing. That's what bothered me the most. I was like, you motherfucker. I'm like,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
want to go pull a stunt like this? So I know what the crazy part is. I was pissed. I was pissed. I came into the Leafs locker room and I shattered their whole stick rack there on the wall. The visiting where you walk out and they got a beautiful stick rack for the boys.
Yeah.
Fucking broke the shit. I shattered my stick into 6 spots. It was like I had a temper like I could lose it. That was because it was Toronto, from the area. You go pull a stunt like that. I know he's from there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew, so I felt disrespected. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I never did anything to, Clooney and I always battled on the ice, and Clooney always had this like podcast or social media fucking image. I don't know whatever you want to call his shit that he was doing. But I was like, dude, like I'm pretty good. Play the
Yeah.
game hard.
Yeah.
I would never disrespect people like that.
Yeah.
And he disrespected me. So
There's
Lavi came up to me after the game. He's like, hey, I didn't know that happened. Because Lavi was in the coach's room. And he's like, if I would have known that happened, I would have fucking pulled somebody and you would have been playing. I was
yeah.
like, motherfucker, I would have been suspended for 10 games. That's one where the respect was gone. I would have,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's hey, brother. Hey, it's
Yeah.
it's real nature of the game, and
Yeah. Yeah.
just like the guys that you've played with who you fucking love to death, but then you look at them sometimes, you're like, why did you fucking do that? Like that's one of those moments for Clooney, right? But you would have loved him and playing with him, and I'm sure like all the guys you understand that. But there's times when the wires cross. Like I have many guys who know Vince Dunn, but of course, the one place that I get sent down from 13-game winning streak. You're not supposed to change something that ain't broken. I fucking made the show, I think, and 13-game franchise win streak. I get sent down. I'm fucking rattled. I'm playing a graveyard shift. I'm sitting there. I'm like, if the coach puts me out, I'm going to do something. I'm so angry. Puts me out last 3 minutes. So, of course, I'm going to go get my licks in. I fucking run down. He gives me a slash. I'm like, buddy, okay. Next thing you know, James Wisniewski's jumping on me. I'm ending up on the bottom of the pile with Vince Dunn punching me into the ice when I can't defend myself. Nobody knows that, right? That's the stuff that nobody knows these little ins and outs, and they see our wires cross. This is why I've never been on the ice being punched into the ice. Like it's just like the disrespect to me was so bad, so that when I leave the rink and I go sit down in my room and I'm just sitting there vibrating, I'm so angry, and I hear "you fucking pussy" from the hallway. What do you think's gonna fucking happen, right?
It.
Like, right? And I walk and I'm walking. I'm like, I'm gonna murder him. Like I'm gonna football tackle him and pound him into the ground, UFC style.
Yeah,
and then my blades hit the concrete. They hit the concrete that's 10 feet between the walking paths. I just feel the sparks flying, and I'm going. Mama's boy comes in, and I go, I'm going to get charged with assault. My mom will be so embarrassed. I always felt she was like a fly on the wall everywhere in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, I should have turned around. Fuck. I was playing him the next night. I could have jumped him, but instead I fucking grab on and just try to scare him. I'm going to kill you tomorrow night, you little shit. You think you're tough? Whack.
Whack. Dude.
Hey, he took a shot. Give him his credit.
100%. I was just going to say, like, no, you got to give Dunner credit there because, like, fight or flight, man. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just the nature of the business. Sometimes it's fight or flight, and but cool, dude. Cool story, cool video. like you went. I mean, that went everywhere, man. I loved it.
And talk about going everywhere. They called me after the game. They're like, Gabe's like, tough situation. We heard what he was doing on the ice. We probably would have given you 2, but it's gone viral. We got to give you 6.
Yeah. You're like, well, yeah, fuck. I mean, I get it, man. I'm looking over. I'm trying to think. There's a guy. I'm not sure if I'm seeing it here. There's a guy. I'm not sure if it was Iowa. There's a little fucking rat that played on Iowa. I thought it was. They used to chase him around all the time.
I'm curious now who this is. It wasn't Ballmer though. He was a big rat, but he was a rat.
No, this kid was kind of tough. He hammered somebody from behind one time. I'm trying to find like my fight card here to.
Oh, did you end up fighting him?
I did, yeah. Like he got suspended for games, and I came back, and when he
what
got
season
back,
you think it was?
I was in Rockford.
You were okay, Rockford. Okay, so that's 14, 15 when no, that's 15, 16 when we fought, I think.
I gotta pull it up here. I was only in
All these
Rockford.
little names escape us, eh? These little fucking rats that we just like drive us crazy.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not seeing it here, but
Oh, Gogol. I know it's Gogol.
Gogol. It's fucking
Oh
Gogol.
yeah. Brother,
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, Gogs, hey, we're all on our own journeys and all that shit. You were a fucking basket case.
Is he really? Yeah. Or was
Basket.
he?
Yeah.
Didn't he get into trouble a little bit too, or something too? Like,
Dude, I have a story in my book that's coming out that my first night in pro hockey, I got met with Kurt Gogol at the hotel, and I'll never forget that shit. That's gonna be in my book. I'll save it for that. But let's just say that guy, I have never met someone like that in hockey.
yeah,
Like one of those guys that whatever I'm all about love and light now, and people are going through, and my God, have I done stupid shit and acted crazy and been
yeah,
in my problems? But this guy has some. When you look back and you learn, you get more mature. You know, it's the insecurity to act that way, so
yeah,
grandiosity, so
yeah.
like over the top. But he was a loose cannon.
Dude, wild. He's one guy that could get under my skin, and also because like he was dirty, man. Like,
Dirty,
yeah,
dirty. Like
yeah,
hurt
like
you.
yeah, it hurt you exactly. Hurt you, dude. Like actually,
Yes.
purposely every game. I actually think he wanted to hurt somebody.
Like kill you. He would
Kill you,
kill you.
yeah. Like and that's what he did to I want to say it was maybe a Philly Deneau. And I forget who it was. I think it was Phil. And dude, what a dirty hit. Like I'm kind of seeing it. I remember being on the bench and it was to the left. And I was like, holy fuck, the Philly might be dead.
Yeah.
Like crushed from behind, no let up, numbers, staring at numbers the whole time. And I was like, and of course the jungle, I think gave him 4 games. It could have been worthy of 10. And I fought him when he came back, but I was like, he was one guy I was like, "You're a piece of shit." Like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
guy, so
He's
there other
been
than
through it.
that, yeah, we've all had journeys, man. I remember so like my best friend growing up, I lived with a kid named Stephen Legion, drafted second round to did you play with against Legion in junior and stuff?
I know his name. I know his name.
Yeah, so I lived with him and his family. If it wasn't for him and his family, God knows where I would end up. But Leach went through some hard times. So we were wild, dude. Like my first couple years pro, drugs, alcohol, women, like, you know, we were wild. Not even leading up to that, like junior hockey into first couple years pro. So the journey that guys go on, it's so interesting, and the game has changed a lot, right? Like I feel like nowadays these kids are so like they're obsessed with the game, and the game is 365 days a year, and
Mm-hmm.
they're all the same fucking player. Like this, I scouted with the Avs for 4 years, won a cup with them. Very grateful for that opportunity. But these young kids, you can't find guys like us anymore. You can't find a Curtis Gabriel, Cody Bass, Mike Landis. You can't find a Brett Gallant. But you can find a million fucking kids that can toe drag and go through the motions and play the skill game and hang on to the puck too long. You can find those everywhere. Now it's like, what skill guy do I want? But think of a guy like Gabe's like AJ Greer has turned
Oh,
into Greersy's turned it himself into one of the best fourth line guys in the game today. Like AJ Greer is having a hell of a career and is so valuable to any team. Here's a guy that thought he was a skilled guy. Play with him. My last year playing was like one of my projects from Avs were like, hey, we like this kid. Help us mold him into what we kind of want him to be and what we think his career is going to be. But and I won't touch on his story and his journey, but I mean,
mhm.
he still had the image of like, I need to score
Yep.
goals. I need to score
Yep.
goals. That's how I'm going to play in the NHL. I'm like, kid, you're not going to fucking score goals in the NHL, man. Scoring goals in the NHL is like the hardest thing you could ever fucking do. Like those guys don't get enough credit on how good they are. But you want to play, you're going to grind. But if you can accept the role and accept how hard it is and embrace it, learn to embrace it throughout your career, and then after your career, find balance, find peace, reinvent yourself. But turn yourself into a little bit of an animal because you can skate, you can play. And dude, he's had a hell. I love seeing it. So these kids it's the game of hockey's changing so much right now. But the kids that truly want to work and grind and accept that role is, and that role's changed, but they're
The
hard to
la-
find,
the
man.
lane the lane's wide open, brother. And I mean, I worked with the attack a bit last year. It's like, boys, it's just a matter of if you want to make it or not. And look, I'm sitting here now as the namaste guy. I honestly wouldn't go back and probably do what I did because I was running on pain and anger from my father. That's going to be in my book, right? And I had to process that. But I would have never probably gone down that path. But it doesn't mean you have to fight everybody, and it doesn't mean you have to fight like I did. All you could do is just add some grit to your game. You
Yeah.
drop the gloves at the end of a shift when you're tired and wrestle a guy to the ground. That's all teams are looking for.
Show
That's
up, man.
all teams are looking for.
Fucking show up. That's it. Just show up and don't turn it down. Show up. You don't have to get punched in the head anymore. It's not about like it's not about Gabe's and Ryan Reeves going at it or whoever, you guys trying to out length and last, reckless waving you waving people off. Be like, no, it's not about that. It's not about that anymore. It's just fucking run guys to the boards, which is actually hard to find those guys too that want to hit.
Yeah.
But just fucking show up. Compete,
That's it.
work ethic, do what your coach tells you, stick to the game system, don't be a liability, and you can go make league minimum at what is it, 800 grand these days and have a really good living.
Yes,
And
and all that other stuff, the fighting like that is like I never grew up loving that. I grew up seeing Ty Domi did his thing, but I fucking loved Darcy Tucker. He
oh,
wasn't fighting for no reason. He was going through the wall. That's how you
Yeah.
played. And then seeing
Yeah.
like Rob Brindamore and being like, look, Brindamore is not like a tough guy, but when he gets into a battle that's long enough and the guy wants to go, he'll wrestle with you to the ground and then he'll go out and play the PK. Then he'll go block a shot. Then he'll score a goal. Like that's what I grew up watching and wanting to do. And because of the pain, I'm not saying guys go do this. I went and forced myself square peg, round hole.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you don't have to do that.
No, man, Jerome McGinley. I love watching Iggy. And I love Tucker. Like Tuck's was energy, right? Like remember the fucking face he used to turn on like during
You
the
had a
games?
face like that, dude. You
Oh,
had a
yeah.
face like that.
Yeah, I got a face for radio. That's what I have. But Jerome McGinley was fun to watch. Talk about a star, that could but he would square off with you and he'd probably beat you up too, but trauma, childhood trauma. Like it's amazing. It's amazing the journey and everyone is different. We all have our own journey and we've all, and whatever your book, Bobby Robbins, dude. Bobby Robbins wrote a book and Bobby, so
Fought
I don't know
him, played with him.
I fought Bobby too. Played with him. I lived with him. You're gonna fucking laugh. Oh shit.
That's what I meant. You did. I never got to fight him or play with him, but I know you
Oh
did.
yeah. So let me. I don't know if I could talk. Bobby was real open. So how about this? So coming out of junior, getting called up to play some games at the end of the year. Bobby and I connect in Binghamton, and he's a college kid, and so they're like the team's like not in a hotel. We have this house for you guys to go stay in, and I mean this house was fucking. I wouldn't want my dog living in this house. Okay, that's how bad it was, and young, I was 19, 18. Bobby was like 22, 21. But we're going to the bars, drinking with the boys, right? That was kind of the way of life back in the day when we would play. Is you go out, build as a team. Everyone at the bar, doesn't matter if you're 18 or not, you're there. I remember coming home at like 4 a.m. Bobby had this piss jug. He would piss and piss jugs all the time. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And he was wild, man. Like this guy used to grunt. He used to like his part was one. We'd be in the locker room and we'd like get dressed and he'd start grunting. I was like, this guy okay? But
I did that shit too.
Did you really? Were you that guy? Fuck. I would have made fun of you. I was like, I didn't want to make fun of him because the native in him or whatever would come out. And I'm not sure if you got a little native blood or not, but he was fucking wild, man. And he was tough. Like, dude, look at his fight card. He would have 20 fights a year for 6 years straight, something like that. Like he was nuts, man. And but he wrote a good book, so it was really good. And when you come out with yours, man, I'd love to get a copy. I'd read it for sure. I would love to know your journey, your story.
I appreciate it, brother. He's a guy that we've chatted a little bit about because he did his book, right? And he's found a spiritual path as well and spiritual awakening. We all go through it, man. It's just your own flavor, and there's no right way to go down it. There's no wrong way. Everybody has their own experiences. I find a lot of interesting similarities between you and me, though. The mama's boy that never was really into fighting, but we kind of got into it. We fought so many of the same guys. We fought each other 3 times. We played in the same places. So, like, what was your journey? Are you open to talking about that, the fight off the ice, and what was challenging for you? You said you were the animal when you were young, like we all fucking were. Like, what was that like for you going through the game and then out of the game?
Yeah, you know what? For me, it was broken household, sick mom, drug addict mom, prescription
Mm,
pills,
mm,
bouncing around. Just oldest sister was going through a journey on her own.
mm,
Um, it was old man problems,
yep,
dad problems for a long
yep,
time. Parents split when I was young.
yep,
Abusive old man at
yep.
times, younger days, and he's a different person now, which I'm grateful for.
Mm,
Never really had him in my life growing up. He was just a divide, just truly a broken home.
mm,
And and then my stepdad, he left, caught him cheating on my mom, uh, playing junior.
fuck.
Mom was not well health. Like her health was depleting at then too. And I found that I caught him, and then he left, and then mom moved back to Owen Sound, and I basically had to make a choice. I was like, do I go back to Owen Sound and train and live with my mom, where there's nothing at the time for me? I'm chasing this fucking just got drafted. So good buddy Stephen Legion, his family said, come live with us. So every
Wow.
summer I lived with Legion's brothers and Chris and Christine for 5 summers. So I could come
Wow.
back first, like every summer in junior, my last 2 years in junior, and then first 3 years of pro, I'd come home for the summer and live in Oakville, and got to surround myself with like training atmosphere, ice time. Uh, yeah, we partied too much, and that was another. But then, that's also where, some drugs and alcohol came into my life, which it is what it is. And
Hmm. Hmm.
so basically, the way I looked at it was I moved out when I was kind of like 14, you're right, go bill it. But I never went home after that. Like, it's not like I never had a bedroom to go home to. You know what I mean?
Fuck.
Mom lived with my grandma for years. And my oldest sister was on her path and her journey. Amanda below her was on her path and her journey. All very rocky road. So since the age of like 15, I never had a bedroom to go home to. I never had a home. And whenever I did go home to One Sound, I'd stay at my uncle's house. My uncle did well. And but it was more or less I'd go and hang out for 2 days up in Owen Sound, and then take back off because like anxiety would kick in about being around the family, seeing my
Hmm.
mom. My mom was in rough shape, and I couldn't accept it anymore. Like I couldn't the stuff I saw growing up and was witness to was like always in the back of my head. So every time I'd watch mom be addicted to fucking morphine and drugs, and watching her literally almost burn houses down because she'd fucking fall asleep sitting up, with
Right.
cigarettes. And it was tough, man. It was a lot of stuff that when I was playing junior and I started living with Chris and Christine and Stefan, and like I said, thank God for that family. What's so funny was I had this part of my life that, and I'm grateful for my mom. My mom passed away 2 years ago, but it was like family, right? Like you can't change it. You're born with it. It's part of your journey. But I do believe in life, we all have a choice. You have the freedom of choice to make decisions and choose what you want in life. And life, like the game of hockey, is what you put in is what you're gonna get out. So I always had that, man. And got into some money, played in the NHL as a 19-year-old. I didn't. It's not like I had a financial advice from parents and family being like, "Hey, this is how you save." All I knew was like, take the boys to the fucking bar. Here we go. We're running. My buddies, and we had a good group that I'm still really close with today. But we ran hard for a couple years, and maybe that's why I had 9 surgeries in my career. My body fell apart, but that was always kind of my life, and I never went home. So from the age of 14, 15, I bounced around, and I just tried to find places to live, and bought my own townhome in Stony Creek and stayed there for 2 summers. Spent a year in Milwaukee, um, lived in Rockford, Spring. I would just stay in the States as much as I can and try to find places to live. And it's
Wow.
like, as you know, it's like you make playoffs and summer is only 3 months. You don't make playoffs, summer is like 4.5. It's like, I just got to find a bed, train, have a little
Yeah.
fun.
Like you got the visa going, so might as well stick
Yeah,
around.
yeah, 100%, right? And I was still young and good enough where I knew I was going to get another contract and get another visa, work visa. So, and that was it, man. Like that stuff, and it all, you know what it did to me? It turned me into a person too I wasn't proud of. I did a lot of dumb shit, you know. Um, I've been through divorce, all that stuff, but I've done a lot of dumb shit in my life. But um, I always said the game turned me in. I'm so grateful for the game and what it did provide for me and what it did teach me. And fighting was a really good lesson in hockey, right? It really
Mhm.
humbles you, that's for sure. Um, but it turned me into somebody I wasn't proud of. So as Namaste and who I am today, going through life after hockey. It took me years. It took me to go through a fucking shitty divorce and but it was like who I am today is I know what value, like what life is. I know who I want to be. I know who I am. I know how beautiful life truly is. I know what's
Mhm.
important. And
Mhm.
that is it, man. And I wish like family is truly most important. And it took me a long time to truly understand. Love your family for who they are, not what you want them to be.
Oh,
I spent a lot of time loving my mom and fighting with her because I wanted her to be different. I wanted her to not be a drug addict. I wanted her to go to work and not live off the fucking Canadian government system like most people do in Canada. And I love my mom, but I always loved her, wanting her to be different and somebody else versus just accepting being like, my mom had trauma too. My mom had a broken household. I have to love her for who she is. I gotta love my sister for who she is because she was part of that journey growing up, like so anyways, touching on different shit, but that's dude,
beautiful.
yeah, man, it's I love seeing this with you. Like I love seeing I've followed you a little bit. It's so funny you connected because I saw your social media page and at one point I actually thought I heard you were living here in Nashville. I don't know
Maybe
why.
so.
I don't know why, but I feel like after you left San Jose, I thought you came here for a bit.
I
And
bounced
then
around some places, man.
did you? Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then and then I find your social. I'm like, oh, this is cool shit. You know what you're doing here. And I love watching
Incredible.
you break it down and everything you got going on, all the scraps. And
Dude, I
watch it.
appreciate
Yeah, man. Just know I hats off, man. I love seeing success stories. I love journeys. I love seeing people go through hard times but come out completely different or and better on the other side. You
it's what
know?
we're here to do. It's what we're here to do, Basser. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, for a kid with a perfect home, playing pro hockey and hockey in general condenses like 100 years of life experience in like a couple decades. It's so
Oh yeah.
cutthroat, it's so brutal, it's so heavy. But then you factor in my trauma, what I went through, what you went through, man, it just squeezes you tighter and tighter. But now, as you have clearly done that work on yourself, brother, and I commend you for the way you're speaking, the way you're mentioning journeys. Like it's the medicine, it's the Robitussin. It tastes awful and it
Yeah.
works. It's the
I
beautiful
love that.
shit that forced us to become who we are. Like it's the pressure that makes the diamond, brother. That's I'm not sitting here and thank goodness
Yeah.
because I had to face this fucking guy, the
Yeah.
demons.
Yeah. The demons. Yeah. That's what those, yeah. Demons, man. So demons are oh fuck. There's life lessons with that, man. The devil teaches you a lot of stuff, and finding faith, living in a Bible Belt here, and my faith journey is real different than a lot of true Christians here. Like I believe and have faith in a different way. But listen, man, I think that the negative, the demons that we face and battle every day, there's a light at the end. There's a lesson to it, going through a journey, going through the hard times. And what hockey taught me, and it's so funny, when I retired, I was getting some mental help here. When I first retired,
Mhm.
lost, right? Completely
Oh,
fucking lost.
fuck,
Like,
brother.
and I was like, what am I? No education, high school diploma, didn't make enough to retire on, of course. Fucking, I'm like, I got enough saved for a couple of years. I need to fucking work. And almost like 2 months into retirement, I'm like, I need to play hockey. I'm like, and I'm like, so I started training again, all this stuff. But I was getting help, seeing somebody, trying to find identity, right? Who am I? Who do I want to be? And honestly, what, Doc Solomon was telling me was like, who does the Lord want you to be? Who did the
Mm,
Lord put? Did the Lord put you on this earth to be the guy that you were playing hockey, or is that just an image? Was that just to get by, or is the Lord wanted you to find balance and peace, and maybe you truly are a loving, caring person, loving, caring man? You know what I
mm.
mean? And so I was getting some help because I was lost. My daughter was young. COVID hit. My wife at the time was working full time, and I retired. Basically, was raising a kid at home during COVID.
What a transition. An absolute T-Rex
Yeah.
animal on the ice to that.
Yeah, yeah. And real humbling, man. And then I got a job with the Avs. I got to travel and was part of the team, part of the rink rat stuff, part of
Yeah.
a group of men, which was great. And anyways, it led me some more dark days led me to where I'm at today. And buddy, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Dude, I can tell. I can tell, dude. And
Yeah.
I'm big into this. So like I love and respect everybody's path. So, what was it for you? Was it working with that guy who it sounds like, not a lot of mental health professionals like to mix the spirituality with it. So I feel like it's a necessity personally, but it sounds like he was someone that was on that kind of level. Some people don't like to mix those two. But for me, brother, I'm not sitting here without finding something bigger than myself.
Yeah, and I'd love to know more about the namaste stuff because, like, my
Mm.
living here is you're
Oh,
kind
it's
of
different.
yeah, you're thrown into with the Bible Belt of Christianity, and I can tell you that, and I don't know you're following, and people may shoot me, but there's a lot of fucking fake Christians out there,
Oh, brother, brother, brother,
So,
brother.
um, I like to think now that I'm a realist. I like to. I'm not like I'm more red Republican, but I'm also blue, like left and right. I'm more like, hey, dude, I'm neutral, man. Like,
Right
why
down the
can't we
middle,
pull a
baby.
little? Yeah, why can't I pull some from here and here? Why can't I have my beliefs here and here? I'm married to a Muslim woman right now. She was born in Afghanistan, moved to Canada when she was 5. Her family came over on a boat, talk about going through a system, talk
Wow.
about like the wars in Afghanistan when she was younger, coming over now. And you're like, dude, you want to say that we had a tough life? Like, can you imagine that? To the point the Canadian government didn't even give them middle names. They didn't even didn't spell their brothers' names the right way. The Canadian government gave them a fucking name that's not even really their name. So like interesting stuff, right? And but it's like, I Doc Solomon was really, really neutral. He worked for the NFL, so he had a really good understanding of like a an athlete's brain, you know. And one of the things he taught me was, dude, Cody, how can we take you were able to play? He's like, you were able to play at a high level of sports because you competed and you outworked everybody. You wouldn't let anybody take your job. I had I only had like 480 games played. I should have had 900. I missed half my career to injuries, but I kept getting contracts every year because teams knew how hard I competed and how hard I worked, and I was willing to do the job. So he's like, turn that into life, turn that into real life. Take that work ethic. You don't need a Harvard degree education to do that. You know, take that work ethic, go put that towards life. And that's what I've done, and I'm good with it, man. I'll figure it out. I'm a survivor, dude. I'll figure it out. Life is life, and life is a beautiful journey if you accept it. A lot of bumps in the road, but it is what it is, man. We're
Brother,
good.
you get it. You get it. Not so namaste means like the awareness that's looking through your eyes and hearing my voice through your ears and looking at me right now is the same awareness that I'm looking at you with and hearing your voice with. So we're saying we're one. So
But
when I say
where
that,
did this come from? How'd you find that journey?
that was just my path. So growing up, zero spirituality, zero religion. Sports is my religion. If I
Yeah.
saw a guy win the Super Bowl and go, all glory to God, I would spit on the ground. That's how opinionated I was. I was
Hmm.
so against it because I was so terrified because I had an experience at 9 years old that took my innocence, scared the fucking shit out of me. So I just pushed away anything. Like, no, buddy, it's science. We die, we get eaten by the worms, and it's over. Get over yourself. You're a coward if you think anything differently, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And I took that fear and I fought my way to get my permanent happiness in this life. If I get enough outside myself, I'll fucking be happy. I'll fulfill that cup that dad fucking left, right?
That's
Took his
right.
life,
That's
right?
right.
And so my blessing in a way, or my path was that I already knew all the hypocrisy and bullshit of that church stuff. I knew
Yeah.
that. I knew good religious folks, but I still knew it was bullshit to
Yeah.
me. So I went right to firsthand, direct, experiential, Eastern philosophy, but also Christian mysticism. It's the same thing. And Islam.
Yeah.
I'm just the mystic side of everything. So if there's Islam, Muslim, I'm
Yeah.
Sufi.
I
If
love
there's
it.
Hinduism, I'm Advaita Vedanta. If there's Christianity, I'm Christian mystic.
I understand. And to me, there's, what's so funny? The world's a mess. We can all admit to that right now. The world's in a tough spot, right? And, and a lot of it is religious wars and religious power going on. And dude, I don't judge anybody. I don't care. Like Catholic, Christian, Muslim. I treat you how you treat me. You know what I mean? Your religion, listen, most of the religions in the world lead to one point, and that's God.
Brother,
That's
it.
it. It's it. How do we get there? It's part of the journey, but it's all leading to the one holy one at the top. And it's like we have, what's so funny? Andrew Jodry was one of the classiest guys I ever played with in Springfield. Jodes was Hershey Bears guys. I think he's living in Wisconsin now. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Amazing, amazing man. But he was always pushing the PHPA Bible. What's it called?
Yeah, the Christian. I know the organization. Yeah,
Yeah, they come
the
in.
chapel.
Yeah, the chapel, the Bible chapel,
Yeah.
the Christian hockey chapel stuff.
Yeah, ministries, Christian ministries. Yeah,
The ministries. And I would never go. Never. I'm like same as you. I'm like, dude, I don't have time for that. I'm focused on hockey. Yeah. I'm focused on chase a puck, run somebody through the boards, fight here and there, drink some beers after the game, have a good time.
hallelujah. Same as me, brother.
Hallelujah. That's right. And I was like, hockey had this. I had blinders and tunnel vision during my days. Older I get, I look back, I'm like, I'm grateful I got an opportunity to play with a guy like Andrew Jodry. Very class. Ryan Craig, Craig coaches. I think he's still there, but coaches in Vegas. It's so funny when you look at life, and if people can get rid of the tunnel vision and open up to what the good Lord is actually providing around you and accept it, that's amazing, right? Like, it took me a long time to understand, like, broken home, no pity, Cody. No, I don't want pity. I don't need this sad story. But I look back and I'm like, but I always had good people in my life. I had good core friends that love me to death, that if I'm like, hey, I got to bury a body, I could call them right now. And they'd be like, hey, I'll bring the shovels. You know what I mean? Like, I had the Legion family. I had a household. I had a roof over my head. I had love from them. I had, at the time, like my wife, I got my wife now, like two, but it's like, the good Lord has always provided for me. Always, dude. Always. I've never missed a meal. And I'm better than 99% of the population out there. And I'm extremely grateful for it. And that's my belief, like how we get there and everything else is one thing, but the world is beautiful, and I'm very grateful. I think that's one thing too people overlook, is just being grateful, because I really am. Honest God, I'm really, the hard times, the hardships, my mom had cancer when she passed. I found out, my mom called me, said she had cancer, drove herself to the hospital. I flew down. She drove herself to the hospital and died 5 days later. Crazy. To the point of, like, when I flew there to Owen Sound, Toronto, drove up to Owen Sound, My mom was sitting up playing bingo on her fucking phone, and she had stage 4 cancer, and they gave her chemo the next day, her first round of chemo. She died 4 days later. Like, you're like, "What the fuck?" Right? And, but then I look and, who I am today, I'm like, "Dude, my mom's healed. My mom's home. She's walking. She's healthy." And that's kinda it took me a little while to understand that, but, like,
Mm.
I'm touching on different shit here, but this is what these
Brother, this
conversations
is what
do,
it's all about. Are you
like,
kidding me, brother? This is
yeah,
what it's all
so
about. Brother, the hockey in this room that like look at the other
yeah,
side, brother. Look at the
yeah,
other
it's
side.
it.
The other side with all the love and light, right?
Oh, yeah, I love it. Fuck yeah.
Right. So this side is for the young Cody, the young Gabes.
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is the side that goes, fuck, you know what? This guy's fucking, this kind of cool. Fucking hockey fighter talking to guys
Yeah,
who
sure,
box.
yeah,
What's he all
yeah,
about, right?
yeah.
But as the people on my live stream, I live stream Sunday through Wednesday for 2 hours. I have a WhatsApp community. The guys say, they go, a kid from Newfoundland, Jesse, shout out Jesse, he goes, I come for the hockey fights, but I stay for the love and light. Big
Amen.
Dana, Big Dana, a retired fire captain in Arizona, same thing. But then we have the women, the LGBTQ members. Everybody's
Yeah,
just like, we come for this cool vibe of like hockey and love and light. And dude, we talk about all the hardships we go through, but then we celebrate our wins. And we got a gratitude streak. We have in our WhatsApp community where everybody just shares what they're grateful for every day. And no path is wrong. Like I got so caught up in it, to believe in a God outside yourself, you're crazy, the God's within. Like, I don't care what anybody believes now. If it fucking helps you, great. And who am I to take away your suffering? Who am I to insert myself in your life? I'm just focused on putting this oxygen mask on first, tank the plague out of my own eye before I worry about the splinter in yours. And I just live, baby, and try to shine as bright as I can. What else are we gonna do?
well, it's the problem is we live in a judgmental world, and, I mean, I live in a very judgmental area, like,
Fuck you do.
but it's I can tell you it's also probably the best place to live because of quality of life and true good people here, right? In Tennessee, dude. And that's why I own a real estate company. I deal with people every single day of my life. And I love it. Playing hockey, I fucking hated people. I didn't want to talk to anybody. Just leave me alone. You know what I mean? Leave me the fuck alone. Everything else, just leave me alone. Now it's like, dude, I embrace it. I love it. Let's hear your journey. Who are you? Not like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, no, no, no. Who are you? Tell
Yes.
tell me who I want to know. And I'll share mine. Like, you know, this all the struggles in life, and life is hard, man. Like life is truly fucking hard. And but it's like every day you got to embrace it and you go to work. And that's what the game of hockey taught me. And when I retired and went through this all, I learned every single day. Today, I get up, I go to the gym every day. Right? I'm a gym rat. Dude, Gabe's, I'm 230. I'm fight weight.
Holy shit.
I'm fight weight, dude. Let's go. Like I'm ready.
Fuck
But
me. Guess
but
what
I'm
I
like,
weigh? Guess what I weigh?
oh, dude, you're 180. You're like so good.
165. 165.
Get a steak in you, brother. Let's go.
I don't. I eat raw vegan, only fruit and veggies. That's it.
Is that what it is? Dude, I
Nothing
love
else.
it. But that's your journey. That's you. You probably feel healthier than I do. I sweat every day and I'm like a gym rat. Like what
Brother.
this is, it's so funny because I tell people the gym is my church. And we go to church on Sundays. Like we don't live a true spiritual Christian life. We don't do that. But like we believe and we love it. We love learning. We love the message of Jesus, and we all believe in, with my wife being, a Muslim culture and religion. We it all is the same thing, whether it's Abraham or Jesus, it's all the same thing. But church is my gym. Or sorry, gym is my church. I
Yep.
go to the gym every day and I get to feel like I did training, in summertime. But I start my day off that way, just like what we did when we were playing hockey. You remember? We'd be up early, got to go to
I
the
do it every
gym.
day, brother. Every
That's
day I'm
right.
with you. We're the same guy, brother.
And it was like when I'm in the gym and I got a good community that I go to the gym with here. And dude, I'm free. I'm at peace. Like I get to just shut my brain off, start my day that way. And I fucking love it. I love it. And I get to skate. We got a great group here. We call us service. We got like David Back is here, Captain Canada, Ryan Smith. We got Fish. We got JP Dumont. We have who else are we? Andy Sutton's here. Bobby Ryan's here. Like,
No way.
oh, our Tennessee area right now is filled with hockey. Dalton Prout, one of my best buddies.
Brother, what a fucking animal.
Yeah, Prouder's a you should get Prouder on here. He's a good dude. He's working for
Brother, I
Florida.
want all these guys you just mentioned.
Yeah, Prouder would jump on here and have a good chat with you because I mean, here's a guy in San Jose and concussions from, and I got my opinion on Prouder. He's probably my best friend right now, but Prouder is like again a guy that was big and tough at junior, but never. I don't think Prouder really wanted to do the role, but
Nope.
his role was also like he had the. Did you ever fight Luchik or anything like that? Did you ever?
Yep.
Yeah.
I,
So like that's the thing, right? Like you had to deal with some guys that I never really had to deal with, and
I don't
Dalton
know
did.
about that, brother. I don't know about that.
No, but like Dalton fought all these guys, and fuck man, like he had some wars, and
Dude, I played him in junior. He was a fucking player that like fought because he knew he had to a bit. You could tell he didn't want to, and he got to pro and turned himself into a fucking animal.
that's right, and you should see the guy. He's fucking Dalton's a massive man, and but again, like he's a killer when he wants to be, but he's not a true like he loves people. He loves life, dude. Like he's got a journey too. We all do. And but yeah, I'm happy to make that intro, man. He would probably jump on here and have a good chat with you.
Oh, incredible. Backus with his spirituality, everybody, man. But
Yeah.
dude, I'm so happy to hear you're doing well. And like you said, you're translating. You went through that tough time, but what did you do? You leaned in to what you mastered in the game. And this is what I try to tell people. Like, I don't care what you do early in life. I used to not get how parents would like, oh, a kid doesn't know what I want to do. Well, you're going to learn piano. And the kid's like, I don't want to do that. Well, you got to learn to master something. And until you decide what you want to do, we're going to pick for you. And then the kid goes, oh, I don't like this. And they pick something they like. But we were so fortunate to master something which was discipline and work ethic. And to me, is what that was truly preparing us for and prepares everybody here on Earth School, as I like to call it, and my teachers call it, is this curriculum we have to get through to remember who we are. That's what collective memory means, collective remembrance. Is that's what's preparing you for the spiritual path and to walk that journey. And you applied that discipline. Like you said, you competed, you are work people, put that into life. And you were just like, oh, refocus, find some faith, find a journey. Boom, look at you running a freaking real estate company. You got a cup in the back pocket, dude. Talking to people and making connections with them as a human first, and then talking business. Brother, you're killing it.
That's it, man. That's what life's about. Figuring out business will happen organically in life, And I'm a big believer in doing the right business with good people too. But all that, listen, live in Canada, we live in North America. There's money to be made. People I'll find ways to provide and make money, but organically, like it will happen if I put in the work every single day. And I think people forget that. And I got some buddies too I got buddies, man, and we all do, that are retired, and that I'm like, I'm worried for them. They're going to struggle without the game, and the game is a military life. They break you down. Well, they used to more, of course, but they break you down, turn you into what they want, and you got to accept it. And that's it. And then it's just every day is the grind of getting by and getting through. But it's just a journey. It's temporary. Pain is temporary.
Oh, baby.
That's it, man. That's it. And fuck, I don't regret anything. I don't use the word regret. Like regret is a shit word for me because I had a choice to fight you. I didn't have to fight you. I didn't have to fight PC. I made the choice. Regrets are like, oh, I fucked up. I did that and I regret doing it. And I'm like, no, but you made the choice to do it. So you accept it. Good or bad. No regrets. You accept it. Now, do you learn a lesson from it? Can we, and dude, I got a lot of life lessons. I've been punched in the face physically and on the other side, like a lot in my life. And it's all good. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the hard lessons the good Lord has given me. I'm grateful for the hard times I've been through. I'm grateful for the good things I have in my life. My daughter, I'm divorced, but 50-50 custody. And my daughter's the light of my fucking life, man. She's everything to me. And she teaches me more about myself than I think I teach her. It's funny how kids can do that, right? And she taught me how to love. She taught me humbleness, and she taught me to really care for people, And I do, man. I never wish hard or negative things. I don't like that. I get angry, I get lash out over frustrations. That's my temper. It's your, I still have that, but I truly don't wish harm upon anybody, man.
I
So
can tell, man. I can tell, man. You're doing awesome shit out here, dude.
yeah,
And how much it would have helped us to have some kind of like program or something like after we got out just to kind of help us, right? So that's if you have buddies like that, I'm building that right now. So it'll be ready July 1st, identity course for guys that are, whether it's traumatic retirement like me with injury, whether you're just like, oh fuck, at home with I got money, I don't have to work right now, but I'm raising a daughter. What the fuck am I doing? To the kid who can't, get a scholarship and has to start life, to
oh
the
yeah,
55-year-old who's the athlete mindset and wants to like just transition. I'm building like something like that for guys to find out who they are and work through it and apply the athlete mindset to that next arena.
I love it. I love it. What a cool thing you're doing, man. And also, I think that you may just get regular people. Maybe your number
That's
one
what I,
cause.
that's that's
You know what
that's
I
who I'm
mean?
most excited to work
Yeah,
with, to be honest with you.
yeah. Like athletes are stubborn, dude. We're all stubborn. And also, you got agents and fucking financial advisors, and every mom and dad usually think their kid is the next Wayne Gretzky or Sidney Crosby, right? So athletes are tough, especially when a pro athlete is in the middle of his journey, his pro.
Yes,
You can't
yes.
change that.
I'm
They're
not gearing towards that.
yeah,
Fuck those
yeah.
guys.
Those
I
guys.
was. We know.
Oh yeah, you can't. There's nothing you can do. It's just you're gonna go through it, and you're gonna go through your own journey. But the life after, and life is hard, man. Life is truly it's challenging at times. So I'm glad to see you doing it. I'd love to join that community or WhatsApp, whatever you got going on, dude. You send it to me. I'm in.
I would love for dude. That would
Yeah.
be incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got it. It's got 80 people in it. We got 10 different group chats. We got like the love and light hockey chat. We got the gratitude chat. We got the meditation streaks. We track everybody's different stuff. We got the in the world but not of the world, where we talk about Iran and we talk about all this shit, but we come at it
Yeah.
from love, no judgment. It's beautiful,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Open dialogue is healthy. And it's just I think everyone just needs to be receptive to it. Like I can tell you the Kool-Aid that feeds us every day is probably 20% accurate of what's
Yep.
actually going on in the true world. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, so I think that the biggest thing I've learned here is just be receptive and open to everything because
Yes.
you don't know the truth. And I don't drink the Kool-Aid anymore of like media. I like to my brain works in factuals now just because in the
Mhm.
real estate and contract life I have to that I need to know facts. Like even my journey with faith, like the amount of
Me
shit I
too.
research about the Bible and everything, like I can read it and I'm like, oh fuck. Is this fucking real? I don't know. Can I believe this? And it's it's interesting. Yeah.
It's so
So
interesting, dude.
yeah, fuck.
Okay, dude. Oh, I want to leave you with a question here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to maybe two areas. Well, you're such an interesting cat to talk to. Two more things. One thing I want to just say, what I've found, and we're so similar. Have you not found like the spiritual angle of accepting that in your life? You start to see that like everybody just wants the same fucking thing. Like when I was young, I didn't think that people wanted the same things. There were evil people, were this, and it's just like there's just people now who just are unconscious to the shit they've been through, and there's people who know they're kind of facing it and working through it. Because I play with guys where I look at them and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then you play with the guys like you did. I play with Nate Prosser, just the happiest guy ever, a Christian guy. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
contrast. We all want the same thing. We all just want to feel peace and happiness. And if
I
somebody's
know.
lashing out or being evil, quote unquote, isn't it like you just see that, oh, they just want the same thing as me? And it like loosens you up a bit. That fighter mentality like drops a bit.
A little bit, yeah. Insecurities and trauma, right? And is huge. You talk about the contrast. Yeah, it's oh shit. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think here of like how to directly answer that. I just think that people lash out, do things, but can bring you down. We all want the same thing, but what is that? We all want peace. We all want happiness, joy. Let's use the word joy. We all want joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I also believe, dude. I look sports analogy. The teams that win Stanley Cups all face adversity. If you, I truly believe to be successful in life, you have to get punched in the face, not physically, but you need fucking adversity and a lot of it. A lot of it. Adversity is good. It is healthy. It challenges you. I don't believe in a weak society. I still have that. that wolf pack mentality. I believe like, dude, I got to hunt for everything I get. Like every day, I got to work. I'm gonna fucking work. I'm not gonna live off a system. I'm gonna put in the work, create my own success. We live in North America. We have that right. So I do believe that people, I love the people that are just positive all the time. I got a business partner that's like that. Doesn't matter what deal we're doing. He's like, Cody, we'll figure it out. I'm like, no, shut the fuck up, Mark. No, stop that. Stop. Like, we gotta hammer this out. And he's like, no, it'll be fine. We'll work it. And I'm like, so that shit is one side of it. But I just believe that struggles are real, and I think people to be successful and to find joy and balance, you need to have the ups and downs in life. You need to see the peak and the valley to find your neutral.
I agree, brother.
So whatever that is, I don't know.
We're saying this. That's what I think. We all need. That's what I see people going through the peaks. Great, you going through the valley. Great. It's like we're all trying to find that middle, that joy, that equilibrium of life and peace.
Yeah.
I think, but that's what it sounds like, dude. So last question: what are you excited about now? Like, what's the most exciting thing in your life right now that you got going?
Not much, man. Life is good. It's my excitement's my daughter. Like coaching her, assistant coach in soccer. She's highly competitive in gymnastics. Like you got a 7-year-old little girl that does gymnastics 4 hours a night, 3 days a week. We're driving. She's in her state championship Clarksville tournament tomorrow morning. So going to watch her to do that. She brings all my true excitement that I get to live that way. Every day's a grind. You work, get up, gym, work, do that. I'm good, dude. I don't know. I don't play golf. I go once in a while. I don't have much. I get to travel home to One Sound, and knowing that you're there now is a beauty.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I'll be back there soon. What am I excited for? I'm just excited for the next day, man. I truly don't know. That's a tough question because I don't get excited for anything really.
That's the answer, brother. It's the next moment. I love it. I love it.
I grind, man. I just go to work and enjoy
the joys on the mountainside. The joys on the mountainside. It ain't the top. It ain't the bottom.
That's it, man. Life is. I don't know. I think I need to do something though. I want to train for like a high rocks or something like that. I think I need like a new goal in life, some challenging, like fucking kick my ass a little bit.
Right.
My sister, you should go to the gym. My sister owns a gym in Owen Sound called Built.
Oh, nice.
If you should go, I'm not sure if you're at the YMCA or.
Yeah, I go to the Y. I love the freaking old folks there.
Dude, you gotta go. I'll send you my sister's gym. Go to Emily's gym, get a good lift in, and little grunt shop. You'll like it. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Damn. That's kind of like a different vibe for me. I go to the Y because I play Tipty. You ever heard of this game, Tipty? It's like new pickleball. It's fucking amazing.
No, I don't. Are you playing with like 70-year-old men? Because there's not much going on.
I'm playing with this guy, Graham. He's a freaking tennis pro, basically. He kicks my ass. I run all over the course like a freaking dog. It's amazing.
No way. Yeah. All right.
It's so fun, dude.
I'll look it up.
We play sometimes. It's like pickleball, but with like a foam ball, and you got like a wired racket, and you just can go to town. You can put spin on it. It's like playing. Probably your older generation, but it's like, playing Mario tennis, like in real life, you get to spin it. And anyway, it's a fucking blast. I'm not definitely pounding weights and steaks like 230 Cody over there.
Oh, fuck yeah. You should look it up. A gym called D1 here. We got 50 yards of turf. It's boot camp class, hit class, but we got animals in there. And that's, I think you'd like it. It'd bring back some older roots and it'd pull out some grunt work out of you. It's good.
Nice.
So,
dude. This was incredible. I knew it would be. This was an awesome chat. I thank you so much for your time, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and we'll get together when I'm back home visiting.
Cody fucking Bass, people on the Fight Plan. Thank you so much, brother. Thanks for everybody tuning in.
Hey, Ben here from After the Bell and the Fight Plan podcast. I'm really excited to announce that I've been working with Gabriel on something we call the Next Arena. Now, this is built for somebody who's going through transitions in life, whether that be leaving the game, changing careers, or just looking to move forward with a little bit more purpose and a little bit more structure. We'll be announcing more on this soon, but until then, back to the podcast.
People, fellow waves, namaste. We are back with another freaking segment of After the Bell with our boy Ben Myers. Ben, how freaking fired up. Why am I say freaking fucking fired up for this episode?
Dude, we're setting the intentions, and I feel like I'm like a horse getting ready to come out of like the stable. I'm like, let's just go. I'm so excited. Cody, I'm talking absolutely ripped this podcast, dude. He set such a container for us to talk about such amazing things that have come up through my life. I felt like I was in the room with you guys. Like, I feel like I became best friends with him because he is just an open book. He talked about the fight on the ice, off the ice. I am so excited to dive into this with you.
Brother, people, he usually sets the intention and it, it goes like 4 or 5 minutes and we're like really deeping it in, but he's like, I'm just feeling this room about to pop. I think we're just going to cut this one off with the breath and dive in here because like you said, Cody Bass, it felt like he's someone we've all known our whole lives. It's the first time I've ever spoken to him. I couldn't believe the amount of things that we are aligned on, but then so unique in our journeys. And then obviously had someone that probably went to the deepest end so far yet on the pod. And we're so grateful for that space.
Well, he talked like about the biggest thing that popped up is like the adversity. And that's what this podcast is about. It's not just the fight on the ice. Now, as a fan of hockey, right, I love hearing about the people you went toe to toe and Chuck Knuckles with. Like, that's the coolest thing ever. But he was really diving into like the struggles of like working through adversity. And the one thing, I'm pulling a quote from him, he said, to be successful, you have to go through adversity. And like, that perspective, and I think he even put it in hockey terms. It was like, hey, to win a Stanley Cup, like you're going to go through the highs and lows. You're going to go through the trials, the tribulations. Like you're not going to be able to avoid them. So when you're sitting at the king of the castle, sitting at the king at the top of the mountain or whatever it is, like remember, like you're going to have to go through tough shit to get there.
And my goodness, did he go through some shit?
Dude.
I mean, you look at the disciplined career he built where no matter through, and what's crazy is we didn't even get into his injuries, like all the crazy injuries he had, because we had so many other places to go with the conversation. But like he mentioned, to only have played like, I think it was just over 500 games in such a long career because it was half taken away by injuries, and he kept getting contracts. He never had to worry because he competed that hard and played that hard. That discipline, that training he put into his body to recover from injuries, that reputation coming from such a broken home, like, man, is that not powerful?
He talked about it. He talked about how it humbles you, right? Like the fight humbles you, whether it be on the ice or in life. Like you're going to get knocked down a few pegs. Like you might be the biggest and the baddest in the arena you're currently in or you've been in the past. But multiple guests now have talked about, hey, I made it to the show and I got my bell rang. Like it was like against someone who's just usually out there toe dragging and dangling. Like all of a sudden, like they caught me with one. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to wipe the glass with you, bud. Like, and just hearing about like that perspective of like, remember, like life's going to give you this shit. Life's going to give you punches. Like it's allowed to humble you. You're not weak because you got punched in the face. It's the famous Rocky quote. It's how many times you get hit and you continue to get up and keep pushing through.
And I said broken home, but really it's a beautiful home because like we said, it's the reframe. We're constantly doing the work alongside everybody listening in. It's the reframe. That's exactly what he needed. He didn't have that father figure. Okay. So then he had to put in his own discipline. He had to see his mother, what she was going through, but then he had to get resourceful. He had to find people. We talk about it in the course we're building. We had to align to a new team. He had people who loved him, but weren't able to provide that nurturing environment. And he finds a friend and their family who takes him in. He lives there many, many years as he trains, moving away from home to train in a better environment. I couldn't believe getting drafted and coming back to Owen Sound where he doesn't even have like a bed to sleep in. Like what a dichotomy of reaching such a height of discipline, but always falling back on, damn, like chasing that thing that he probably always wanted, that safety at home.
It's crazy because you think about like, he was a big one about choosing perspective, right? And I think a lot of us like, we can't choose our family, but we can choose to a certain degree how we respond to family, how we respond to the environment. We always have a choice. And whether it become like people don't offend you, you choose to let them offend you. You choose like all of this stuff right now. You can jump down the trauma cycle, and that requires one-on-one talk and professionals. I want to honor that. But it's all about this idea of loving people with who they are and then meeting people with where they are. And that goes to family, that comes to friends, that comes to teammates, all of the things we constantly want to be surrounded by the perfect people the way we want them. But remember, we don't want to be put into a box either. So we want to be accepted for exactly how we are. So I think it's so important, he mentioned it, to love people for who they are, not who you just want them to be.
Oh, and that's that Tony Robbins thing he does, right, at all his retreats. And you either are two kinds of people. And believe me, I used to be the latter people. I was a victim. I would hear Tony Robbins say at his retreats and all his big conferences and speaking engagements, nobody's pissing you off. Nobody's triggering you. You're triggering yourself. And when the victim mode hears that, oh boy, does these things come out, and the claws and the teeth and the bad reviews and the dunking on Tony. But when you start to go through these experiences, as Cody talked about, as he got into, the devil teaches you some stuff and you're a product of everything you've been through, you start to change that mindset from victim to creator. And you start to look at it from that opposite perspective of like, seriously, like at the end of the day, people's actions are movements of physical matter. Their words are vibrations through the air. If they came through in Chinese in a language you'd understand, they wouldn't bother you. It's the emotional attachment. It's the content of that message that you're taking in. You're contrasting with your lived experiences of what's right and what's wrong, and that's what's triggering you. So it takes time, people, and I know how painful that can be, especially for someone so stubborn with this professional athlete mindset.
So what do you do, right? Like, that's the thing, is like, okay, tough guys, like, what the fuck do I do? Well, first, I think it's something I would always recommend, is to audit not only your internal surroundings, but your external surroundings. Like, who are you spending time with? What are you spending attention on? Where are you spending the places you're going, the people you're hanging out with, the content you're consuming, the news that you're watching, the art that you're creating, right? This is all like an internal and external audit. And that's the first place I would always say to start with all of this. And I have a secret ingredient, as I often do. I like to call it the secret sauce, or the secret juice. It's do it without judgment. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I should do this. I should be better. I should have known better. Like, this is just, we're putting things on paper. And all of a sudden, we're going to start to see that things are revealing itself to you, not to me, not to some therapist, not to anybody else. It's, we want you to become aware of your internal and external surroundings and audit it for yourself, because then you get to start making the choices where you want to go with the information that just came through.
Like you talked about, you got to be able to adapt. He was this goal scorer. Like, we've had so many guys that are really good players growing up, and then they have to make this change. And I couldn't believe he's a guy that Goody, like mama's boy off the ice. He was a killer, dude. I thought this guy would have been in the streets, tilting people, but no, never been in a fight, was skilled. And then his first ones, he just naturally took to it. Like, if I play against this guy, I mean, he was just mean, but like respectfully mean. But he had to adapt. And like you said, he probably sat down and took count of like, hey, where I'm at, where do I want to get to? Where's the gap that I have to fill in? Okay, I got to do this. I'm going to do it. Oh, he liked it. It works. Taking it to like what you said is curating your environment. It's not mutually exclusive. You can say, you know what? I know my mom is going through something and she can't be the best for me right now. That doesn't mean that she's not perfect the way she is. But right now, my bandwidth, my capacity to handle that isn't where it needs to be. So I'm going to remove myself from that situation. I'm going to do the work on myself. Then I'll be able to reintegrate back into that space and be able to hold space for someone or be around someone. I think we don't have to martyr ourselves in situations that we think are supposed to be serving us. Like, I can speak to my own, like, there's been times in my life where like, I just need to remove myself from this little space right now. I'll come back in when I'm ready to handle it, because being there when I don't need to be there is only going to cause more damage.
He said this, right? I think it speaks so loudly to what you're talking about, is each moment calls for a different version of us, right? So you might have this goal in your mind of, you want the perfect family, you want the perfect job, you want the perfect outcome to your goal, whatever it may be. But it's important that we don't get hung up on how we get there and what that looks like and the expectations of it. Because you guys talked about these blinders, and there's so much green pasture out here. But when we're caught just looking down the barrel, essentially, of our goals and the way we want things to get, like, we get caught in this idea that it's only going to happen one way. And there's this really, really helpful technique that I help clients with. It's usually when they're caught in that victim mindset where it's everything's happening to me. I say, list 10 things. The reason this thing is happening for you, this is a good thing to be happening. I also do this with goal setting. I say, what are 10 possible outcomes that the way it can go, right? So what are 10 ways it looks different than you think it looks right now? And then you could go down to 100. You can just keep this going. And all of a sudden you start seeing, oh my God, there's so many ways to show up and for it to still work out exactly how I wanted to get this end result.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good. That's so good because our brain builds these super highways through our lived experiences that get so rigid and stubborn. We only go down that ski hill one way. And, there's different ways to do this, but if you're going to do it just straight up like we're talking, it's going to take time. It takes time to build a new highway in real life. You got to plot, you got to barge down a forest. You got to clear the land. You got to put down the pavement. It takes months to build a new highway. You have to do the work, neuroplasticity, to take those blinders off to be able to see things like you said, because we can't possibly know how it's going to go. He retires and he's had this like raw animalistic hockey career. And now he's just sitting at home with his daughter, which he's like, I should love, but I'm just so like, he's so like pent up. And I'm so glad he not only found clearly someone working mental health, but somebody who was spiritual. A big part of my path was working with an NHLPA psychoanalyst, senior psychoanalyst, psychologist, but he's also a Buddhist. So I felt like he could walk both paths, obviously lean into the medical, but have that open space. Because what did that guy say to him? He said, Cody, how did you build your like career? And he's like, well, just hard work and like just doing whatever it takes. He's like, just apply it to life. It doesn't have to be so exotic or fancy, go find something that gets you up. If right now it's just getting to the gym, like he spoke about how his gym is his meditation and his temple in the morning, go crush that every morning. Start your day off the way you always did as an athlete and then go, what speaks to me now? And I honestly did this, people, going through the identity crisis that I did.
You mentioned neuroplasticity and, faith, belief, religion, whatever people want to call it for themselves. And that's been my sweet spot is how do I blend spirituality, religion, faith, belief to science, right? That's kind of my sweet spot where I'm like, I believe in the mysticism. I feel more emotionally pulled to it and like it makes more sense. But my logical mind also needs to be respected, and it does a really good job too. So it also wants its proof too, and it can exist. And when you brought up neuroplasticity, it's this idea, right, that our entire life we've been trained to walk along this one path, and this one path gets us to the same view every time we walk it. We do X, we get Y. We go from A to B. Well, what we do with neuroplasticity, what's really cool is we can change where we walk. And at first, the mind and the brain is going to start to feel really scared because it doesn't know where you're going. It doesn't know what to prepare for. It doesn't know what the threats are. It doesn't know if you're going to survive. So its job is to literally protect you and tell you, do not go here. We don't know if we can protect you. But neuroplasticity teaches us the more we practice, the more we walk it, the more the mind gets familiar, the more the mind can protect and the more it can predict. And all of a sudden it goes, oh, this is kind of fun. I kind of like going here. And then all of a sudden you get to this view that you never thought of, whether that be a socioeconomical view or a political view or a view about yourself and self-worth and religion, spirituality, all of these things. Neuroplasticity helps us with that. We rewire these neural pathways, or like I call them our mental hiking trails, to get to these new places. And I think one of the greatest ways to do that is just to check in with yourself and, is this in service to my purpose? And that requires inner work to understand even what our purpose is kind of being geared towards.
What a magical time to be alive that you could just say what you did, because we have access to all this information. There's something for everybody now. For the super logical minded person like I was, and my mom especially is. I sent her a post yesterday showing like, you know what, Mom, like the ancient Eastern folks did this for 5,000 years before psychology came along. And they said you didn't need anybody outside yourself. You did it within yourself, and they just pointed you back to yourself. But now for the folks that need that, and the way we've been conditioned the last 140 years with psychology, all psychology has been doing is like, okay, it thinks you're the ego and it thinks you are the mind. So it's like, let's understand it really well. So you build out this amazing model, neuroplasticity, experiential firsthand things that you can integrate and are hard like tools. But then you can always just look back and be like, yeah, but don't forget all the stuff they used to teach, that it's like, it's about going beyond that mind. So you get the best of both worlds today. There's something for everyone. And that's why we're so big on, there's no guru, there's no teacher, there's no guide here. It's just everybody doing their own work. And when we shine our light, do our work, it points everybody back to themselves. And they go, oh, I'll take a little bit of your journey. I'll take a little bit of your journey, and I'll apply it to my lived experience, which is unique among all.
There's no such thing as a guru. It's a you, right? So you think about it, it always comes back to you. And one of the greatest life lessons I've learned is that, once again, we have to respect the psychological aspect of things, because we've been taught so much that everything is cerebral. Everything is exactly how we see it, how we perceive it. There's a
Mm.
right way and a wrong way. Well, there's what can maybe feel like a right way and a wrong way. And you'll notice I said feel. That's all subjective to one another's experience, our own journey. So while you want to tickle the mind and you want to fancy it and you want to let it obviously solve its problems because it's just a detective, you also have to check in with how it feels. Where am I feeling this pull to it? Do I feel it in my stomach? Is this like a gut feeling of like, oh, I'm gonna walk this path because I trust it and it feels right for me? And the scariest part about that is it's just like any other muscle. The more you use it, the more you trust it, the more you start to believe it, the more it starts to become a tool instead of this woo woo, wishy washy thing that people can't really describe or explain. But you start to understand what it feels like and looks like for you. And you end up in rooms or podcasts that you never thought were even possible with people you never thought were even possible.
Dude, that's beautiful. I love how you tied that in there. We're so grateful to have you here, brother. Ben's dad's freaking sending him tilts of me before this podcast. His dad's tapping into the hockey fight mentality. He's like, this is his way in. But that's a great example. Look how this flows organically. That's a great example for your dad kind of into this. Maybe that how it's his way into the journey on his own way, because we have a guy out, shout out Jesse at Newfoundland, 18-year-old kid. He's like, I come to these streams and all this stuff for the fights. I stay for all the stuff you talk about, which is kind of interesting. There's a part of me that likes it. We got Dana out in Arizona, the fire captain. Like, he's just like, yeah, like now I'm just saying love and light all the time. People are like, why am I like on this stream 4 nights a week? You find your way in, and that is what you follow, that excitement, and that'll take you to your tribe. That'll take you to your environments you need to be in, that this journey keeps unfolding for you.
I got a question for you, because I think it's important. People, I think, will get turned off to the idea of just slinging around words like love and light. I think we should take a moment to explain what love and light actually is, because that's where I think a lot of people be like, oh, these fucking hippies. Like, like love is just the idea of togetherness and unity. It's coming together and literally just being together, helping one another, being kind. Like, that's love. Light is understanding. You can go from a spiritual aspect of it, a science aspect. Like, we are all simply light. Like, we are wavelengths. Like, we are like, it gets down to science, and that's where people like, you guys are fucking hippies talking about this love and light. Oh, it's like, no. You can talk about, coming out of the shadows into the light, or you can talk about it literally from the aspect of the eyes are seeing light waves. And we are subatomic particles made up of all of this shit. Like, it's so much more than just like, the namastes, the love and lights. Like, there is some serious fucking depth to this shit.
Oh my God, it's so true. And you could also just say it's not love and light, it's just love light. Light, love. Like, it's synonymous. And that's what's so funny, and why I talk about, like, it's the greatest time to be alive, because for years and centuries, science, one thing, spirituality, the other. Science is the demonic stuff. And then for the other people, the spirituality is the demonic. It's the freaking same thing. The highest priests we have on earth right now are the thermodynamics physicists, like understanding things that it takes like 20 years for it to integrate into the population. People, there's been discoveries made in the last 3 years that I don't think I should even share here. They're so deep and make people's brain pop. But like, at the basis of what you're talking about, yes, if you just zoom in on anything, if you zoom in on this cloth I have here, it's not a cloth. You zoom in, it's individual threads. Well, what are the threads made out of? The threads are made out of atoms. What are those made of? Subatomic particles. What are the bosons, leptons, quarks? Literally empty. This is just empty space scientifically, not woo-woo. It's what we know scientifically. The Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland, they're doing this work, people. You just got to have your awareness tuned to it to be like, oh, that's not woo-woo. It never has been.
And it's I think there's this one thing, and it's cool if you don't want to go there 100%. It's just recognizing it as, oh, there's more beyond than what I know. And if that's where you stop, that's where conversations and rooms change, because now you go, there's more out there than I know. So I can't speak definitively because there's obviously proof. I just don't want to go. I want to stay comfortable. Totally cool. I respect that and all of the stuff like that. But I think that's where it's so important, where we talk about like love and light. Like, it's a choice because science backs it up. Spirituality has been saying it since before Don't even get me started on the idea of time, because that's a whole different that's a whole different whole different podcast, brother. But like, it's been around literally since the first present moment. Um, but which is, it's incredible. So I think that's where it just shows up. And what Cody said it best, it's like all of these things go to the same place. It's just this pyramid to this higher power that we know nothing about. Like, our human mind, if it comprehended it, would literally just fucking explode. Like, we don't know what's out there. They all go to this one thing, and you know what's at the top of that? Love, light, unity, kindness, compassion. Like, it's all of that shit.
We're being, like, scientifically, we're being bombarded. I think it's either 11 or 40 billion bits of information per second, but our brain can only filter like 11 or something. Like, we're in this reality, and it's dumbed down for us to experience it. And I love sharing this, and I won't say the exact names or everything, but there was this guy. There's only you want to talk about like a spiritual kind of master guy. You know, most of the time they stay in their one lane. They stay with their one path to the ocean, let's say, of their practice. But this guy, he did the Hinduism path, he did the Muslim path, and he did the Christian path. And he said they all went to the same place. He's the only person that's like verified that he just did all the other paths to their completion and he got to the same place. But now, in today's age, the people we're speaking to, who that's just weird to, and my goodness, it was to me. Why do you think my room's like this? Because I want to have you understand that I live in this reality too. You can practice the scientific way to its completion. You're going to go to the same place as the Christian, as the Hindu, as the Buddha. It's all going to the same place.
Oh man, it's interesting, right? It's all storytelling. Religions just have really good PR teams, and they're really good storytellers. Spirituality, same thing. One is not better than the other. This is how I've always felt: is whatever gets you to love, joy, respect, kindness, unity, all of this love and light stuff, like, that's that intuition we talked about, that inner pulling that you're listening to. It doesn't mean any of the other ones are wrong and you're right. That's the ego saying I'm right, everyone else is wrong. It's no, your inner pulling was like, this is what gets me there.
Yes.
I can trust that other people also get there in different ways, and that's cool.
Yes. And that's not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You hear Cody being basically, as he described, not like a traditional Christian, but a very open-minded, exploratory Christian. And his wife's Muslim.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, and they're living in the same household. Muslims respect Jesus. In Christianity, typically, they don't respect Allah. So there's all these contradictions going, but they are sharing in love and light, literally together, creating a beautiful life. It's not, doesn't have to be, it's not mutually exclusive. Do your own path, worry about yourself, and just watch how that changes people around you. And it doesn't even have to, because you're filling your cup. That's ultimately what it's about. That's why we talk about putting our oxygen mask on first. So, and it just comes back to gratitude. We're alive to even get to walk this path, to get to experience these things, these adversities that Cody says are literally what make life and who you are.
You use a really important word there, and it's the word get. I get to do this. I get to do this. Not I have to. I'll catch myself in the morning, like when I'm talking to my cat in the morning, be like, hey, I have to go record like a podcast, or I have to go do this. I go, no, I get to record content. Because why do I get to record content? Because that's a part of my service. My purpose is to helping people connect with a version of themselves they actually enjoy being around, one that they're proud to become, one that has always been there. Like, that's a fucking hell of a purpose. I get to do anything that helps me get into that arena. That is such a privilege. And Cody was huge on talking about that. It's like, it's perspective, right? It's like, you have a choice. And we might think that using words like get instead of have is like, listen, I've done enough research on the subconscious mind. And I'm telling you, brother, the words you say, even if it's switching from have to get to, will literally change your entire existence and your reality that you live in.
So true. We touch on this so much, people, because I'm sorry, if you want to, like, it's a repetitive, boring process, but that's the beauty, is that there's going to come a point that you keep following your excitement, you sticking with these kinds of small things we're saying, sticking with your language changing, sticking with practices that help you feel more love and light in your life. There's a point that comes, and I don't know if it's like when it goes from 49.9 to 50 or 50.1% of your journey, whatever that, like, there's a point or a barrier you get through where it starts to become like, it's this enjoyable process. The pain that comes with maybe what you're perceived as failures with an old perspective becomes beauty, and saying like, wow, it's the change from, oh, I got 86 on my math test, damn, to, oh my God, I got 80. I have 14% more to learn. Why would I be going to school if I was getting 100? What's the point of that? It's that change. It just, oh my goodness gracious, people. It's just a mindset change and a, like you say, a channel change that just makes life so beautiful, so freaking beautiful.
And do you know when you usually get that clarity? It's oftentimes not during those moments of sunshines and rainbows. It's usually in the midst of what feels like a very familiar unwanted pattern of, it could be anxiety, it could be depression, it could be panic attacks, it could be grief, it could be stress, it could be whatever. And there will be a moment inside of that where you recognize the moment and you're like, fuck, here we go again. And it doesn't go to the depth it went to last time.
Oh,
Now that is your opportunity to go, holy shit, look, I got to 84% instead of going to full send 100. Like, oh my God, look how much I've grown. Look at the way the changing one word in my life. And mine was going from I'm going to figure it out to I'm figuring it out. So it was never a future thing. Like, that's changed everything. That has gotten me to sit in this now, what is a throne of this chair to help my back, to be on this podcast with Gabe's. Like, it's simple little changes like that repetitively, because then that moment will pop up and you will have that moment of enough proof deposited in your proof piggy bank that you go, holy shit, I'm not full of shit. It's incredible.
dude, you just spoke my night last night, going to the movies with my mom. And is this thing for me when we record a big podcast, or when something happens or more love and light pours in my life, the ego, that phantom, wants to just suck me back into old patterns, to ground me in the body and be like, hey, no, we're not done here. And I just last night, feeling past anxieties come up, cravings, desires, and just like you said, just, oh my God, it was so much easier to sit in it and talk openly about it with my mom and share with her in that community, and just feel like the energy just lift out. And I know you had some experiences this week, we're talking, where you just dived into breath work and handled things completely differently than you would have in the past.
It's all opportunities, right? It's like Cody was saying, it's opportunities. We learn, and the goal isn't to go from 0 to 100%. That's not the goal. The goal is to see the journey, to become a fan and an observer of your journey. Now, when you're stuck in the storyboard of it all, it's scary as shit. But when you can step back in the moment and go, hey, it's happening right now. Well, you just broke the current. And that itself is something, I'm going to make up a statistic, that 95% of people do not do, because they are stuck in the storyboard the entire time.
And that's why Cody doing what he's done in this work is why he's going to be the father he did not have. And it was fine that way, and it was perfect that way. That's the cycles of life. And that's why he's being the father to his child now. He's being the husband to his wife. He's being the son past his mother not being here anymore, that loved her for exactly who she was.
Absolutely. Cody, I appreciate you, brother. Your story is inspiring. You are such a beam of love and light to the entire world. And I'm so happy you were so authentic and vulnerable. I'm so grateful for you. And brother, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Basser. Man, we caught a big fish with that one, people. Like, I knew it was going to be good, but damn. And I feel like that episode going forward is going to really see some guys be like, wow, I can come in and be safe and share. And I mean, he joined the WhatsApp community after, people. He's in our damn Love and Light WhatsApp community, vibing in there. So, it's so beautiful to see. He's connected to so many guys, as he said, down in the Nashville area that might be able to come on, all tough sounding guys that could be perfect for our pod. So what a time, dude. I feel like we're just having more fun every episode of this too. This is an absolute channel over here, channel of information and love and light for everybody. Thank you so much for your time and presence. Thank you for your time, everyone. We'll see you the next time on After the Bell.
Send love.
I just seriously hope you enjoyed listening to that podcast as much as I enjoyed recording it with that guest and then breaking it down with Ben on After the Bell. If you really want to support us, the best way is to like and subscribe, to get connected on socials, the Fight Plan on Instagram and TikTok. And then finally, get in the WhatsApp community where we talk about the real fights in life, but of course, the fun hockey fights and fights in sports too. Thank you.